Greetings and welcome to the Just Two Nerds podcast. I'm Phoenix.
I'm Dan.
And we are at episode 10. We've made it. It's a huge milestone. And what better milestone than episode 10 to talk about some of the new shit that has happened in the last coming months. This week we're going to be talking about, I forgot where, the Switch 2, and whether you love or hate that console. Seen a lot of
monumental.
Seen a lot of back and forth on that one. We have the live actions of Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. And actually, it's a pretty good idea. We decided to go with that one because I just come across a video where people were comparing Disney's Lilo and Stitch to How to Train Your Dragon and why How to Train Your Dragon is actually doing better. So,
and you're also going to hear my wild take on as to why I think I don't care how good the live actions are. I'm just tired of them.
I 100% agree. I really are. Especially when they do really popular ones. It's always like, let's make popular films into live actions. Just do the live actions that you don't have a lot of popularity with, and then you won't have to worry about it. But
yeah, but no,
let's do the popular. If it's popular, we're gonna do popular. And then the third one is we're gonna talk about the summer blockbusters upcoming. We have Fantastic Four, Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, and the Naked Gun sequel. Yeah,
all good
it's a
movies.
Sequel. All good movies. And Dan's going to have to abuse the hell out of his privileges at the theater to watch all four of them with me.
Oh, maliciously.
And lastly, we want to talk about the news that is the reveal from Mel Brooks. We are getting a Spaceballs 2 after 40 goddamn years. We are getting a Spaceballs 2.
With the original Dark Helmet coming back to reprise the role. Thank you, Rick Moranis. You are a godsend.
And not just Rick is coming back. Even some of the other actors are coming back as well. All of them besides John Candy. Unfortunately, he passed. But someone was like, this actor could be a good fit for him, like to play his son or something. I'm like, you know what? We could go the son route in this case because unfortunately John passed away many years ago.
It's entirely fine. And it's been 40 years. So I assume there'd be some kids or some type of lineage stuff happening. Either way, it's going to be a better Star Wars movie than the trilogy was. So
by far. It's like the trailer reveal said, there's been this and this and 40 years of this and this, but there's only ever been one. Spaceballs until now. God, I hope parodies make a comeback. I really do. I hope Spaceballs starts the trend of parodies coming back because those were some of the best movies, even though they were not great movies. The best movies to ever come out are parody movies.
Look, man, we're getting the Naked Gun. There's nothing screams parody like the Naked Gun.
We're getting Naked Gun.
And it's Naked Gun produced by Seth MacFarlane, who, mind you, on Family Guy, has made several jokes about the Naked Gun series, even had Stewie doing the entire intro of the movies in an episode. So if there's one person who knows how to do parody and do it correctly, it's Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, and you got Liam Neeson playing the son
of Leslie Nielsen, which, again, that's in and of itself fucking hilarious. I love that.
Never thought I'd see Liam Neeson take this type of role, but I'm actually really glad he took this role because I think he's gonna have a real good time with it, and he's gonna be like, this was probably my favorite movie I ever did. Besides being Qui-Gon, and hopefully Naked Gun does really well, which will hopefully lead that Spaceballs will do really well, which maybe Mel Brooks will give us one last parody before he passes away, and maybe Robin Hood Men in Tights 2. I'd love to see that, but we'll talk about all of that when we get to the Spaceballs section because I'll start rambling on. I love that movie. I love Men in Tights bad.
We'll be here all day if you give us the...
Yes. Nobody clipped that part where I said I love Men in Tights because y'all going to take it the wrong way. I love the movie Men in Tights, not actual men in tights.
Stop clipping without full context, damn it.
I know how you internet people work. So let's start with the live actions, Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon.
You skipped the Switch 2.
Oh, I did? Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about Switch 2 first. Oh, see? I didn't even care about it enough to stick with it.
Okay, if I wasn't here, we wouldn't be on topic.
We would not. I know I gave him But with that said, we would like to thank you all for stopping by and nerding out with us. And yes, Dan is missing camera once again, but he'll get one, I promise.
Yellow.
Yeah, maybe he'll get a Switch 2 and use the camera for that.
Oh God! Speaking of that entire console, first off, I explicitly remember there was a group of people that were saying we're not buying the Switch 2. Guys, under no circumstance should anyone buy the Switch 2. And there's like, okay, it's probably because the price, because it is egregiously overpriced for a game. Not to mention, on top of that, if you look at all the games on the Switch, you're really paying $500 for an upgrade just so your other games can look better.
Yep.
Like a prime example is Pokemon
Scarlet.
What was the last one? Scarlet and Violet. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it really is just like a $500 upgrade because you can shiny hunt twice as fast in that game because you can load in like triple the amount of Pokemon you can on Switch 1. Which I'm like, okay, that's not fair in comparison to the Switch. It's not like, the Switch was made poorly and everyone has gave the Switch crap that it's can't do the same processing power. And especially now that we've seen what the Switch 2 can do, it does feel like a slap in the face to anyone who owns a Switch. You're just in there's like, well, dang, if I want high quality stuff, I'm going to have to shell out the money to play my favorite games in HD high quality.
I mean, for me, I have the OLED. I bought the OLED, a year and a half ago when the Scarlet and Violet first came out. So, like, shortly after their releases, I went and bought the OLED Switch version with the Pokemon theme on it. Because it's like, I know my daughter loves Pokemon. So I was like, this is great. I love the uniqueness when they make these detailed ones. So I'm like, I'm going to get the Pokemon one. OLED's great. And I've been hearing for a lot of people, they're saying there's not a vastly huge difference between the OLED and the Switch 2. Like, obviously the Switch 2 looks prettier and runs a little faster, but they're like, I mean, the OLED still does pretty solid work. And I never had an issue with Scarlet or Violet on the OLED. So maybe it was just the old Switch that was really having issues.
I mean, to be fair, I never really noticed the issue with Scarlet and Violet like everybody else did. I'm not picky when it comes to frames per second or, if anything is dropping frame. Like, I played on a PS4 for a long period of time, and I know when a game is dropping frames because you can feel it. I don't feel that on the Switch, especially in the handheld mode. But at the same time, every time I do play my Switch, I plug it into my PC monitor, so it doesn't feel like I'm getting any of that lag at all. But again, after watching a streamer play the Switch 2, more specifically play Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2, I was thoroughly shocked because I shiny hunt in my free time whenever I'm not doing anything because I like to have a certain number of shinies on my team.
You would.
And watching this guy shiny hunt, he was able to take the sandwiches that you get, that gives you like 30 minutes of shiny hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Usually, the going rate for those, if you're doing it fast enough, you can get like 3, maybe possibly pushing it 4 in that entire thing. If you're doing the refresh right and, going back and forth, reloading the area, and just make sure you're fast about it. However, with the Switch 2, he was able to find 5 shinies in one consumption of the sandwich, not even actively trying, because that's how much shit loads into the area at once with the Switch 2. Like the processing power on the Switch 2 alone is fucking leaps and bounds ahead of where we are. Like, it's basically comparing the PS3 to the PS5 in terms of processing rates, and it's kind of stupid in my opinion.
I mean, I don't shiny hunt. I enjoy a good shiny when I'm roaming the game, but for me, I'm not playing the game to specifically get shinies.
Oh no,
I get more shinies in Pokemon Go for anyone that still plays that, which is not often. But funny enough, if I find one in Pokemon Go, that's when I'll trade it over to the game if I really want it. So I never played it from the context like, oh, I gotta do this. So the loading frames, I never had issues with playing. The gym battles never clipped through the wall. I never started clipping through shit. I didn't fall through things. I never had any of those issues. And again, it might have just been because the OLED system works it better. I don't really know. But I have seen the footage of the Switch 2 with the Scarlet and Violet, and yeah, it looks a lot smoother.
Yeah.
And it almost feels like those games were meant to be played with the type of hardware that Switch 2 has, but they just didn't have the Switch 2 at the time. But I do think, look, y'all people have to realize, you're probably going to see more glitches and issues when a game's first released nowadays than if you wait a while. And I didn't even wait a ton. I literally bought Scarlet and Violet when it came out, and I didn't have any issues. So I mean, maybe people just had really shitty luck. I didn't have any issues.
I don't know. When I also, the other thing that I noticed about more, I wouldn't say noticed, but more specifically enjoyed about the Switch 2. And again, it's mostly because of Mario Kart World, but Mario Kart World looks really good. Like, and we talk in terms of breaking the mold.
Did you just do that?
No, that was my notification. It just so happens my notification was on the one time we were recording. And I'm talking about Mario at the same time. I know, that's
what I was like, is that on purpose? Or am I hearing things?
I genuinely wish that was on purpose, but it was just a notification thing.
Oh, that's the best one.
Timing is
I thought you had it. I thought that was in the soundboard on your Discord.
Oh no.
Oh, that was great.
So as a person who's interested in, I've played almost every version of Mario Kart since I was a kid, and seeing this new version of Mario Kart kind of, I'm not saying that I'm not excited to play it. I'm more or less like, man, to play this Mario Kart, it's gonna take a lot of effort. I wouldn't say a lot of effort, but it's gonna take a lot because the new mechanics and the new features in this Mario Kart are crazy. I'm talking, you know how before the only way you could drift was on a curve or now you can straight line boost. Like, you can legit hop down, start a boost, your character will do a trick, and then you'll get the speed boost from you holding it on a straight power slide. Like, going in a straight line, hold drift, and you can get a boost there. I'm like,
so you can Tokyo drift in a straight line now.
Yes, basically you just go in a straight line, and it's absolutely insane because, first off, drifting is still, like, I still remember when drifting first got like prominently added to that level, and it was like around Double Dash when drifting was really made an apparent thing. It's like, oh, you need to learn how to drift so you can get through these corners faster. And then ever since, like, literally every version of Mario Kart has improved on the drifting in one way, shape, or form. And now this one, they're just like, fuck it, straight line, drift. What?
God, I can't imagine how good my daughter will be at that. We were playing it not too long ago, and she was just easily drifting the corners, and I'm like, I fuck up the drift every time. Now she can do it in a straight line. Oh my god, if we ever get the Switch 2 and she plays that, she's gonna be just straight drifting the whole race.
And then, not to mention the Grand Prix, like how the Grand Prix works. I used to hate the Grand Prix system because you would go into the race and then you do your 3 laps, boom, race over. Now you gotta basically reset for the next race. In this one, it's race, the drive between the tracks, race, drive between the tracks, race, drive between the tracks. And I'm sitting there, like, okay, that shifts my mindset a little bit, because now I can't sit here. There's no moment of pure, like, okay, that race is over, let's recoup for the next race type deal.
You got to lock in the whole way.
Yeah, you have to be locked in the entire time, which is crazy that they would even think to do this. But the one concern I did have was like, oh man, how are you gonna make all these tracks interconnectable without them looking interconnectable in one way, shape, or form? And they managed to do a really good job of streamlining the tracks where it doesn't look like they're all interconnected. Like the one map I like to use that's the perfect kind of tell for it is because they brought back Toad Factory from the Wii. And the curve that you take to get into Toad Factory is the curve of the final stretch of the race.
Okay.
So you know that part where the bulldozer are just like going left and right with the boost on the ground?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As you're entering the race, you'll enter from right there. And as soon as you cross the finish line, that starts lap 1 until every racer has made it through. Then that section closes off, and then you keep doing the track as normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really cool way of streamlining it. Like Rainbow Road isn't really a track, but it is a track at the same time. It's
the worst track in all of the N64 version, 100%.
I mean, if you don't know how to drive, that's just say
that.
Just...
No, I did fine back at the N64 era, but it was always on Rainbow Road. And I'm like, last lap, I'm winning. Like, are you shitting me? Every time. I remember staying up all night with a friend of mine. I was over at his house, and we were in 64, Mario Kart, that Rainbow Road. We were doing the whole story mode, if Mario Kart really has a story. And we're like, Rainbow Road's it. We just got to do it. And it never failed. We would be winning the whole damn race. And in the last stretch of Rainbow Road, we'd get fucked. Every time.
I want to say, every time I've played a Mario Kart game, the one tracks that never intimidated me was Rainbow Road. Mostly because I've figured out how not, especially once the drifting got added, but I figured it out that the one track you need to learn to survive on is Rainbow Road, because that sets a mindset for every other course, because every other course has its spots to fall off on, but Rainbow Road has all the spots to fall off on. So you either get it right or you fucking fail.
Oh, I'm good at it on the Mario Kart for the Switch.
Oh, Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I'm good at it on that one. It was the N64 one that I could never fucking master.
I mean, I feel that because the one for the GameCube one took me a while to figure it out, because once we got to 150 cc's and then like 150 cc's mirrored, I was like, oh my god, dude, everything fucking hurts. And if I'm in first, I get knocked down to 5th with one red shell, which is stupid.
Yep.
But again, eventually I started learning like little small things just help me not get so fucked over, and also pertain and I quote, like 22 something win streak against my sisters, and they finally beat me for the first time like last year, and they basically retired from Mario Kart because it's just like we don't have to play anymore because we beat you. And I was just like, I can imagine you finally getting that 20-year gap out of your fucking taste, because I've been dog walking all of you in Mario Kart for 20 years, and it's about time you did something.
I would do that. I would go out on a win. I don't think my daughter's ever managed to beat me in Mario Kart when we race together, but the day she does, I'll be like, might as well hang it up now. Take the win and just hang it up, because you're not going to get another chance. But
that's all. I was kind of telling that to my sisters. It's just like, this might be your only chance to get that win.
Walk away now. 1 out of 1,000, but it's still a 1.
I think it was even funnier because I'm sitting there, it's just like, if I get a Switch 2 and Mario Kart 9, because if I do buy one, I'm going to try to get the bundle for it, because I don't have to worry about other Switch games, because I believe I can just put my account back on the game and download my Switch 1 game. So that and outside of Breath of the Wild, because I would have to pay for the upgrade for the Zelda games, but it's
yeah, I'm not too happy with that. The fact that you have to buy the upgrade, not like download an upgrade. The fact that you have to basically buy the same priced game just for it to basically play on the new hardware, upgraded with graphics. Like, I think that's pretty shitty.
like, I mean, the only game I see it's fair to do for is Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think Breath of the Wild you should have to repay for. Like, I feel like Breath of the Wild should have been a freebie because it's like, come on, dude, Breath of the Wild's been out God knows how long. Stop trying to make Zelda your fucking Skyrim. All right,
don't do that. Like Breath of the Wild's been like 8 years or some shit like that.
Yeah,
it's been out for a while, and wait. I saw people having to repay for Tears of the Kingdom. People are having to repay for upgrade of Breath of the Wild.
I believe so.
Oh hell no!
If I remember correctly,
see that's I can kind of maybe understand games that are less than 5 years old. Maybe still think it's crap, but it's a little more understandable to buy a upgrade package to upgrade the quality of the game. I still don't think it should be the same fucking price as the game, but a little more understandable. But if you're paying for an upgrade for a game that came out when the Switch originally came out, and they're making you pay the same price for the upgrade as you did for the damn game itself 10 years ago, all right, that's shitty. That's shitty. But I
would like to let you know that the upgrade for the Switch to Breath of the Wild is only $9.99.
Still should be free, but okay, that's fair. Oh, but okay, that's less of egregious.
Yeah, no.
Still should be free though.
It should be free, but at the same time, paying, because PlayStation has that where some of their PS5 upgrades are like $5 or $10 because you just got to pay that price. I'm sitting there, like, again, I'm not mad that it's that much. I feel like I shouldn't have to pay any of it, but at the same time, I could care less if it's $10 than me having to pay
60
fucking 60 and rebuy the whole damn game again.
I got Tears of the Kingdom, I think, at $60. I'm not paying another 60 after spilling 500. Hell no. Shit.
Like, that's entirely too much.
At this point, I mean, unless Nintendo comes out with a game that I really want to play for the Switch that's only available for the Switch, I probably won't get the Switch 2 until either my OLED craps out or yeah, that's pretty much it. It's either they make a game I really want to play and I don't have anyone that I'm friends with that has the Switch 2 that I can borrow it, or my OLED craps out. Which that's kind of how I've always felt with the PlayStations. I stuck with PlayStation 4 until almost like a year and a half after the PS5 release, and I only got the 5 because it was in a bundle. I didn't even buy it by itself. I had the place where I was working. My boss came in and it's like, "Yo, the GameStop, right up in town's selling PlayStation 5s. They got a bundle. It's like this much." And I went up there and I was like, "What's the bundle and how much does it cost?" And they're like, "It's this much for the bundle and this is what it comes with." Told my wife, she's like, "Okay, all right, it's you're getting all that for that price." I mean, yeah, it's all this, the system, the games, the controllers, gift cards, all this for this. She's like, "Okay, that's a little better." They're like, if the Switch 2 starts offering that at some point, then maybe I'll consider it, but there's no big graphical, there's not enough of a reason for me right now for me to want to buy the Switch 2. I don't know how I feel about the magnetic Joy-Cons. I like that they're magnetic, so they'll stick on and you don't worry about sliding too much. But at the same time, I've seen that the magnet's not super strong, so they're still a little wobbly. So if you just press too hard, they almost pop right off.
Yeah.
Whereas the classic Switches are slides, so they're stuck in there if you try to pull. I don't know. It seems like they gave way one problem for another problem.
Well, I mean, also when it comes to magnetic ones, because I know my PS4, or not PS4, my PS5 controller has magnetic ones as well. When it comes to repairing the magnetic ones, it's a lot easier to repair than it is the other way around. Like, it's half as cost effective to repair these than it is to repair the other one.
Maybe that's why they went with magnetic, because they're like, they'll probably break it, so let's make it maybe somewhat easier to fix.
Yeah. Because that's the only reason why I could see it.
Through all of the years with the Switch, I saw all these different brands make Switch controllers. Obviously not, but they're not Nintendo brand. I wonder how that's going to affect the Switch too, because I've heard that any crazy modifications to the Switch, they're able to go through the license and break your system. I wonder if those types of controllers are going to play into effect. Obviously not a Nintendo one, but if you buy a non-Nintendo controller.
I'm not really sure, honestly.
Because I've wanted to get the more PlayStation, Xbox types of controller grips for the sides of the Switch OLED that I have, and we just saw one at Target the other day. It was all Eevees, and my daughter again loves Pokemon, loves Eevees, and I'm like, should I? It would fit better for my hand because she doesn't mind the smaller ones, but she might not actually mind that one. But then they had like an actual regular controller that was all Eevees too, and I'm like, well, shit, should I just buy the two of these motherfuckers? I don't know. Well, they're Nintendo brands, so they probably, that wouldn't care. And it got me thinking. I was like, how is the Switch going to react with all those brands that come out that are like the same ergonomic controllers that are supposed to be better for
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I was watching a couple of videos, people talking about it. They don't like how the buttons and the analog stick are placed on the new controllers. I mean, for me, it seems like the Switch, they really wanted to make it look better, run better, play better. But in doing so, they made some kind of dumb decisions regarding the other aspects of the system.
Yeah, it always seems to happen. With innovation in anything, you always will take one step forward, and there's another 3 or 4 that you lose because you decide to innovate and be this way. Like Destiny 2 is having that problem right now with their new stuff that's coming out in July, where it's just like, oh look, all this new gear that by means of sunsetting really makes all your old gear useless. So there's no point of you having any of your old gear, which then creates the problem of people don't want to lose their gear that they're so attached to, and you just you created a problem because you wanted to innovate.
Yep.
Which again, not saying you shouldn't innovate and that innovation is wrong, but you got to be careful on how you innovate, because that will inadvertently make or break something.
Oh, absolutely. PlayStation over here innovated with the 4. Great console, not backwards compatible. Okay, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like they gave up backwards compatibility, which they started doing that with the 3 when they only made one version that was backwards compatible. Then they completely went away with it, and then they went back to it with the 5. But then the 5 doesn't really have any of its own games. So fuck it. They had to, because the 4, which as a person that's always been a PlayStation guy, whenever they make the 6, man, I don't know. I'm going to probably wait till the Switch, the PlayStation 6 is like a year old before I even consider buying it. Then they're going to be like, we have a Switch, this PlayStation 7. I'm like, fuck. God damn it.
The other issue with the PlayStation is that when the PS5 came out, Insomniac had games lined up, and those hackers really kneecapped on what the PlayStation was going to have for games, which sucks because the PlayStation should have had a shit ton more games. But because of the hacking of Insomniac, it really set them all the way back.
Yeah, I remember that. So, well, I'm sure we'll get the PlayStation 6 news in the next year or so. As for the Switch 2, I'm indifferent to it, but you know what? If you're happy with it, you're happy with it. If you're not happy with it, you're not happy with it. I think a lot of people have fair criticisms if all you really care about is, I gotta make my game needs to look pretty, it needs to look phenomenal, I gotta run it at 120 frames a second. If that's your thing, I mean,
that's your jam.
That's your jam. As long as my game's not quite literally falling apart while I'm playing, I'm perfectly fine with continuously playing with my OLED.
Yep.
Speaking of innovating and making unnecessary changes to shit, talking about the live actions of Disney and DreamWorks.
Yeah, that is a mixed bag.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, so basically we have the live action Lilo and Stitch and the live action How to Train Your Dragon that came out, 2.5 weeks apart?
Yes.
And so it's basically a Disney versus DreamWorks. And once again, DreamWorks is winning. By none. By far. Not even a contest. I think How to Train Your Dragon is just going to completely obliterate Stitch. Even though Stitch has done really well. I made a video about that on my own, on this channel. I made a video about it. And to be fair, I made it before the full context of the bullshit ending was released. So, granted, I did say that people were going to watch it because it's Lilo and Stitch and not a Disney princess. That was kind of my driving focus in my video. But little did I know they're going to do the bullshit with Nani. Oh my fucking God. And then How to Train Your Dragon's like, what if we just do the same fucking story, but with real people? And DreamWorks was like, let's just do that. And fucking hell, people love it. Which begs the question, if you make a live action adaptation of a cartoon and you don't change anything if you don't make any real changes outside of no changes, is it even worth having at that point? And it's like, as much as people are going to love the How to Train Your Dragon movie, it's not adding anything that the animation had to leave out. So it's kind of pointless. Which is a negative, but when you look at Disney, who's like, well, we're going to do our live actions and we're going to make changes. Yeah, but then you ruin it because your changes suck dick. They're not good changes.
It's exactly why I have my standpoint as to, maybe let's just go back to making original movies again.
Yes. I know, I 100% agree. We need to go back to making original, which, speaking of original, Disney's releasing that animation Elio. I really want to see that. It looks funny and dorky and wacky as hell.
Yeah, that's original. Yeah. That's something that we need. Don't get me wrong. I don't really care on if a live action does well or not. More specifically, I could care less about How to Train Your Dragons. I like How to Train Your Dragons. However, am I going to go pay money to see a movie that I've already seen before? Probably not. More than likely no, because guess what? I already know how this all ends. I know how the fucking story plays out. Why do I need to watch it again to see the same ending with this, with nothing changed? I get it. A lot of people don't want there to be any changes in these live actions, which, I mean, okay, yeah, fair. You just want the same movie reprinted again. But also at the same time, why not just ask them for newer movies instead of having them rehash the same shit? Because to me, remastering movies, I feel the same way about that, how I feel about every time Bethesda releases Skyrim again. It's just like, instead of you giving us something new, you just keep rehashing the same shit down our throats and expecting us to like it.
Or PlayStation with The Last of Us.
Yeah, dude. How many times can you sell us the same shit before other people start realizing maybe they just don't have it in them anymore?
This constant desire to make live action adaptations of the cartoons is simply the studios listening to the very small, minute group of people that are like, well, I'm an adult and I want to be able to watch this movie I watched as a kid, but as an adult. Just go watch the fucking cartoon, man, because when you make an adaptation, to me at least, when you make an adaptation of an already existing IP, unless you're going to take an IP that just didn't do well and you want to fix the problem, the adaptation is completely pointless. Because, like I said, Disney makes all these live action adaptations of their classic cartoons, but the changes are completely ridiculous and either crap on the movie as a whole or serve no purpose of being there to begin with. So why did you make this fucking change? Or then you have the How to Train Your Dragon one where it's like, okay, you made a couple of narrative changes, but it's still basically the exact same movie. And like the narrative changes for How to Train Your Dragon, from what I've heard, wasn't for the sake of the story. It was for the sake of their casting.
Yeah.
Because let's fucking face it, they knew what they were doing when they hired Nico Parker, and I'm not going to complain about her being in the movie. I still think that they should have gave her blonde wig. At least give me the blonde wig.
She had like blonde highlights in her hair.
Come on.
I'm sitting there as like, I don't really care that a live action person looks nothing like how they do in the cartoon, because guess what? That person doesn't fucking exist.
No, I mean, still could have given her a wig, but that's just. But
no, they still could have given her a wig. They could have done things to make it seem better. But again, it's accommodations for the actor, not for the movie itself. Which again, I'm okay with if you're doing it live action. My other point of live actions is, if you're gonna do a live action, why not do one of a movie that no one gives a shit about?
That too.
Like,
that too.
Disney, you have Treasure Planet, Atlantis the Lost Empire. You have all these golden age movies from that 2000s, 2005 eras where Pixar was giving you mid-tier bangers that that Disney never gave the light of day because they scheduled them in between major blockbuster hits like Iron Man, like the what's it called movie, Tropic Thunder, like all these other great movies that came out at the same time of these niche Pixar movies. And Disney's like, no, we're gonna rehash our princesses again for everybody to see. And it's just like, or hear me out, this may be a controversial take, maybe go for the movies that are niche that not a lot of people have heard of. So the people who did hear about them can give the word to mouth, and you can also express it to a brand new fucking audience who's never seen it before.
It's like you're repeating the topics I made in my video. Did you watch my video?
Possibly, maybe.
No, it's true though. Disney has all these films that are basically considered underrated because they came out at either the wrong time or they came out against a movie that was just no way in hell it was going to beat. I think it was either Atlantis or Treasure Planet that came out around the first Harry Potter movie. You were fucked.
It was Treasure Planet that came out in between the first Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, okay. See, there's
because Atlantis came out in between Iron Man and Tropic Thunder, in that like mid space, like Iron Man came out first. They released Treasure Planet during that, like I think it was May of that month, and then that same summer into fall we got Tropic Thunder. And I'm sitting there, it's like, dog, it had there was no room to compete there.
Yeah, it had no chance. All these movies that are flops for Disney, well, the animated flops, they've got a bunch of flops. They're animated flops.
Don't you do
it. I can still hear you. So.
Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, they're these flops that Disney has in their animation department. They're not even really flops. They just came out at the worst possible time.
I swear.
I can still hear you. I heard that too.
Spectrum.
I got Spectrum too. Yeah. Why Disney's not gonna go out and try to make the live actions around those films to give them that light, to bring them to the audiences that might not see them, or even if they see them on Disney Plus, they don't care to watch it because they're like, I don't know anything about this. All these kids I think would love Treasure Planet and love Atlantis. They're not giving it a chance because it's an early mid 2000s movie and they don't really care to watch it, and it's not a princess movie. So they're like, meh. And then they keep making these live actions of the movies that are already insanely popular. So yeah, no, that's where Disney's failed, because they're just remaking basically the animated films that they made that were perfect or have done really well. Lilo and Stitch did really well when it came out. There's no need for a live action. All the Disney princesses did really well when they came out. No need for live actions. But you know, The Black Cauldron would be a hellaciously spooky ass movie to watch in live action.
Oh,
Because
no.
the cartoon is crazy. That shit actually spooked me the fuck out as a kid. But imagine, like, them just going, like, we're not going to change shit about this movie. We're going to literally just make this movie, but in live action. Real actors, like, try to do, like, proper regular props. No, not to rely too much on CGI type of situation. You know, the amount of people that will watch that and go, this was from you guys, Disney? Y'all made this movie? And then when they're like, yeah, we made this movie, and there's an animated version of it in the 90s, which is actually probably scarier when you think about it. People go, oh shit, I gotta go watch this now. Like, anyone that hasn't seen The Black Cauldron, you make a live action version of it, make the exact same film, and people are gonna clamor to want to see the animation, because if the animation is already deemed spookier than what the live action can give you, oh man, people are gonna love it. People are absolutely gonna love that, and that's what Disney should be doing.
People would enjoy that.
Yeah, those are the adaptations that you can come in, make, and not change anything, because the film already has it's stuck in this bubble of like, we just didn't make it when we could have made it. So there's no need to go to movies that already made it, because your changes hurt your live actions anyway. You make really terrible choices. They make terrible choices with the changes, and it just pisses people off.
To no end, mind you.
To no end. God, I hate the live action Mulan. I hate the live action Mulan because it decided to go so aggressive with the change that it's not even really Mulan. It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which maybe could be a cool version of the film, but they got rid of all the songs. It's the only Disney song taken from a Disney princess that doesn't have the fucking songs. What the fuck?
Yep. And a part of that is like, oh, you're appeasing the Chinese audience. And there's like, stop pandering to fucking China.
Not just that. They love the animated film.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan sings the song in like 4 different languages or some like Jackie, the man that is the symbol of China, Jackie Chan, sings the most important and most probably still the most beloved song in the entire Mulan movie. You know, I'll Make a Man Out of You. He sings it. China loves it. They still play that fucking song in his version.
Still do.
Why did you decide to go, this is the movie we're not going to make with the Disney-esque feeling? And the worst part of that fucking film is the fact that they made Mulan's ingenuity, her creativity, her intelligence, they threw it away for, you have chi, Mulan, you need to harness your chi. Fuck you.
Yeah. I didn't expect to attend a Mulan movie and feel like this is starting to be more like Dragon Ball, talking about ki and chi and shit like that. And it's like, this is getting very anime-esque without it being anime-esque at all. And I'm kind of upset with that.
Yeah. Oh, and talking about since you mentioned a Dragon Ball, referencing when we were talking about Nico, and you're like, she's got the blonde highlights. It's like in Dragon Ball Evolution where they gave Bulma brown hair but with a blue stripe. Bitch, no.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Put her in a fucking wig. But yeah, with these two movies, when you're comparing them, it's clear that DreamWorks absolutely understood the task. We're making a live action adaptation. Let's just make the film. Like, people have been really mad at Disney for making too many changes. Let's just make the same film. And the changes that they did make for the film, again, were pretty much based around the fact that they cast actors of different ethnicities. So they had to change the reason why all these different ethnicities in the live action would exist in Berk. I haven't seen the film, but as I said, my friend and her husband went to go watch it, and they're big How to Train Your Dragon fans. Like, their wedding was How to Train Your Dragon themed. Like, that's
crazy.
Yeah, it would have been a lot cooler, because I've seen the footage for this wedding. Would have been a lot cooler had her mother not bitched as much.
Yeah.
Mom bitched that it was not classical enough. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad when she told me that, because I was mad for her. I was like, "Oh, fuck your mom." I was like, I wanted to see dragons and shit in life. Yeah, she's like, I wanted to do all that, but she complained so much. But anyway, like, they're huge fans. They have stuff in their house that's How to Train Your Dragon. Love this series. And so, when I asked her, I was like, okay, so you watched the film. she was really mad about Lilo and Stitch. I was like, okay, so tell me how you feel about How to Train Your Dragon. This is like your favorite film ever. And she's like, it's pretty much the exact same as the animation. Pretty much across the board, minor changes, and the changes were basically about what's the reason for Berk. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay, and what was that? And she's like, Berk's not a village for Vikings, it's a village of dragon slayers. I'm like, okay, I mean, they're all kind of... She goes, yeah, but it's one of those situations where she's like, it's clear that was the change to imply that the reason why there's multiple people of different ethnical races there is because it's not just a particular village of Vikings. It's a bunch of people.
They're not there because they're Vikings. They're there because they're the best at slaying dragons.
Yeah. So you got Vikings, you got these people, you got these people, you got these people, and they're all just... I'm like...
Which is going to make one of the sequels of this movie very interesting, because I distinctively remember, I think it's the second movie, that literally the whole the antagonist of that movie is like the dragon slayer, and he's coming to Berk to kill all of their or to kill the Night Fury that's there because of reasons. And then they find that whole under tunnel thing full of all the other dragons, and they try to protect dragons, and that's where his mom is, and So that's going to make that sequel, it's going to make the second movie very interesting. But I'm still opposed to all live actions of any kind, because I'm tired of rehashing things. Like, I just want there to be something new.
I know. I'm actually right there with you. I can tolerate the live actions if they were to go down the route of we're specifically focusing on the films that didn't succeed when they should have succeeded, so we're going to give them another chance. I think you should just... I would say remaster them, but that means they'd put modern animation to it, and some stuff like Atlantis and the Treasure Planet, I think, benefit from the old animation style. So I'm like, I'd rather you do a live action over that one than try to reanimate it, because it probably would make it uglier. It looks so good with that old early 2000s animation.
I feel like Treasure Planet, you could probably get away with using the newer animation style, because it's already futuristic enough, and they've already went through the effort, especially with the moon on that whole thing. They went through and put some effort into that moon to make it look a little bit more broad up. Like, I feel like that with modern animation would be crazy. But at the same time, I think Atlantis, like you said, Atlantis benefits from it, because look at all the technology in the movie itself. It's already predated to a certain time.
Yeah.
So in reality, if you were to bring this up, the only option to make it look even better would be to do live action and show like real life Model Ts and all these other classical innovations that we do have as props somewhere, and just, make that into an actual movie. Now, I figured the one scene that would be very difficult to be recreative in live action would probably be the one where he's, explaining his map on the chalkboard, and he has the map ends up on his shirt. Like, I feel like that'd be pretty difficult to get right on the thing in live action.
Yeah,
but
that would be actually hard. I forgot all about that scene. Yeah, it doesn't work unless you do chalkboard, and to get it to happen in real life, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't work at all. It would just be smeared. But
it's such a good scene too. Look, no,
at the same time, I can also see I can see them doing it in a different way. Like that's one of the few things that you would have to change in live action that I don't think would be a detriment to the story. I don't think people would be running out the theaters. They changed the chalk scene. That was my favorite scene, and they fucking ruined it. I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think that would ever happen.
No, people would run out complaining about that being live action if they didn't get the right casting for the crew once they get there. But that chalk scene, it's one of those things where you but see, like you said, they can't. The movie works because it's set in like the 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
it's
like in the 60s.
Yeah, it doesn't work if you try to make it more modern and like it's a 2020 story, and it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, like imagine that's what makes Atlantis.
That's what makes it unique, because Atlantis has all this insane technology and these insane things that they can do because it's not available in that era of the humanity. Whereas we have some of that shit now. Not all.
Imagine Atlantis, but with the Toy Story. What was the last Toy Stories? Like 4? Toy Story 4, 5, 4. Whichever the last Toy Story was. Imagine Atlantis, but with that level of animation. Like that wouldn't work.
No. I think it's one of those that if you remaster it with an animation, you got to keep it 2D. You can't.
Yeah.
Only 3D, which you really have to 3D. Which would be really cool to see the giant Leviathan in that CG.
My god!
There is a fan made, I think 1 or 2 fan mades on YouTube of a live action Atlantis, and it's because the fans are like, "We're going to keep the same fucking movie, but we're going to make it work for live action." And they managed to pull off a really cool trailer. To me, I'm like, it's right there. That's the kind of shit that Disney should probably be considering. They need to stop doing this because, like I said, people were going to go watch Lilo and Stitch because it's Lilo and Stitch. They love Lilo and Stitch. You can market the fuck out of Lilo and Stitch.
It's not even like Lilo either. It's just Stitch.
It's just Stitch.
All Stitch. Like when I was working that weekend, it was literally people in Stitch onesies, Stitch t-shirts, Stitch plushies. No one gave a shit about any other character but Stitch. They didn't care that Jumba or Pleakley or Gontu, they didn't care about any of those fuckers. They only cared about Stitch. And they made Stitch look really adorable. And I'm sitting there like, shit, they got their money. They got their money and they got their audience because they made Stitch look really cool in live action.
Yeah. I know they made changes for the sake of the movie, which I think it's stupid. And I think the biggest change that they made for the ending of that film was that they're like, no, well, Nani has to go do her thing and she's got to live her life. Okay, so it's pretty much telling somebody that you should care more about yourself than like it's someone in your family. Like push off them so that you can do your thing. Because I kept seeing the arguments like, well, Nani left, but she's going to go to degree, so then she'll come back and take care of Lilo. Nani's going for marine biology. I think that's at least 4 years of a degree, and then if she wants to stand out in her field, she's probably got to need to get
at a minimum.
And then, yeah, if she wants to stand out, she needs probably a doctorate. So that's another 4 years. So now we're at 8 years already. And then, hey, fuck it, why not just get your PhD? Look really good. You got a PhD. That's probably going to take what another 2 to 4 years to get the PhD on top of them. So she could be gone upwards of 10 to 12 years. Lilo is what, 6, 7 in the movie? By the time Nani's got all the credentials she needs to come back to Hawaii to really make those companies and business like, yeah, we need to hire this girl. Lilo's already going to be a fucking adult. She's not going to need Nani anymore.
And again, I know they try to rectify it by like, oh, she has the portal gun. She can go back and forth whenever she wants. And I was just like, yes, Chekhov's portal gun.
I hate that. And I challenged someone on TikTok to tell me a better ending to this. Why give Nani the portal gun and send her off to college just so she can... That means... I was like, so they write the story, and you're defending the story because Nani is doing something for herself, and she didn't abandon Lilo. She has the portal gun that can come back. So they basically threw away Nani's big sacrifice to leave Lilo and go to the mainland by giving her the portal gun. So it completely destroys their motive to send her away by giving her the portal gun. And so I was like, why not just give Nani the portal gun? Because she said she can't leave Lilo and she'd rather stay with Lilo instead of going to college. And then you have Stitch show her the portal gun and they're like, you can actually go to school using the gun.
Yeah.
That way she doesn't have to leave Lilo at all. And she can just say, ask David and David's grandma, hey, I got to go to school for a few hours. Can you watch her? David and his grandma will be like, yeah, absolutely. Well, absolutely love babysitting Lilo while you go to class. But portal gun to school and then portal gun back. She never has to leave Lilo because she's not actually leaving Lilo. The portal gun was the right answer, but you did it in the wrong way. I'm like, oh, you fucking stupid bitches.
I mean, it also doesn't help that, like, in the first Lilo and Stitch, Nani's age isn't explicitly confirmed nor denied.
Mm-mm.
Like, I think that's another pitfall of especially when it comes to Disney and their live actions, is that there's not a lot of things that are confirmed nor denied here. With How to Train Your Dragons, you knew that these kids were at least at teenager age, into young adult age. Like, they were teenagers to adult age. They were almost there, but they weren't there yet. Like, you could make that argument all day because it was
pretty clear,
plastered in your face. 9 times out of 10. You could tell by all the immature decisions and how immature Hiccup was acting towards his dad, especially after the dragons attacked the village, and he's just like, oh, I think a lot of people in the village could afford to lose a few pounds.
That was such a good joke. I saw a clip. I'm glad I got that joke.
Yeah, he's still sitting there joking around because he doesn't see any of this as serious. Like, with that, it's kind of definitive that, okay, they're this age, they're this age, they're this age. In Lilo and Stitch, it's, especially in the cartoon, you don't know how old David is. You don't know how old Nani is. In my mind, I thought Nani was at least in her mid-20s, to speak.
That's a fair assumption.
Like, she was a teenager when Lilo was born, and then they lost their parents by the time she became 20.
Yeah. I even was rewatching the cartoon not too long ago, and I'm like, yeah, when you really think about it, Nani could come across as a 23, 24-year-old, but I think she's supposed to be like 19. Like, still young, but old enough to be the caregiver, the legal caregiver, without like a legal adult. You know, like, she's just old enough. So clearly she's meant to be 18, 19, but when you're watching, you're like, you could actually believe that she's like 25.
Like, because especially the jobs that she's going for, like, outside of the lifeguard one, right, I'd be like, yeah, they wouldn't give. I mean, even that job, now that I'm thinking about it, because she's not a lifeguard at a pool, she's a lifeguard at the fucking beach. They wouldn't put a teenager to guard someone's life on the ocean current.
Yeah, not likely. Maybe, but not likely.
That was one of the changes that I liked with the new one, is that she becomes, instead of a lifeguard, she does a surfing instructor. And I'm saying, there's like, yeah, I can see that. I can see a teenage Hawaiian kid being a surf instructor, because I guarantee you a vast majority of teenagers that live in Hawaii definitely know how to surf and could probably teach a shit ton of mainlanders how to fucking surf, because they've been doing it since they're probably a child.
Oh, easily.
Like, that was one of the few, like, plausible things that I can see happening.
And the people were complaining about this, that Nani needed to make that decision in the end because, she's an adult taking these teenage level types of jobs. Nani is just trying to get a job at that moment. Like,
yeah, she was just trying to get a job. It didn't matter what the job was. She just needed a job.
It's not like Nani wanted to, I gotta stay being a burger flipper forever, just staying right here. Like, she wasn't trying to just find a job to stay there. She was trying to find a job so she can start making some money to get income, because every job she would have inevitably would fall apart. So she was just rushing between jobs, trying to land one. And that's all Bubbles was telling her. Get a job so that money can come in. It doesn't matter what you get right now. As long as you have a job, my job as the social worker can go, she's providing. It's not a lot, but it's there. And she can start working on.
I also think that was another part of the movie that they did well too. Like, Cobra Bubbles. Like, I get it. They didn't cast Terry Crews to play Cobra Bubbles. I'm sorry.
It's such a miss.
You couldn't get your fan casting people. I'm so sorry.
Why not the voice actor for Bubbles?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Is he too scary?
At the same time, possibly maybe. But at the same time, I look at it and it's just like, it does make sense that the CIA would be called after the whole wedding incident, and Cobra would have to find his way into getting to see what Stitch was actually like by pretending to be the social worker, instead of in the first one where he's portrayed straight off the bat as the social worker, but then you find out at the end of the movie he's actually a special agent. And I'm sitting there, it's like, okay, that's none of this was giving any hints that he was a special agent outside of the name tattooed on his knuckles, and that's as far, and the fact that he looked like a Men in Black at that time, because that was around the same time Men in Black came out too.
Well, the way he goes about it in the animation, it's clear that he actually is the social worker, because if he was just a pretend FBI agent, there would have been like another social worker that would appear at times, not just him. You know, like if he was in disguise, then it, you know, you'd have other social workers show up, but like he's the one taking Lilo, he's the one, you got to do this, he's the one. So I think it was implied that he used to be CIA. Oh, I just watched it. No, he's like former CIA that left the CIA, and now he's doing this because of something that went down, and he's like, I gotta help the kids. But you can tell those little hints in the animation that, oh, Cobra's not just
Cobra's done some shit.
Done some shit, because you
Cobra's
have the
got blood on his hands.
Yeah, it not just because of the fucking tattoos, but because someone pointed it out, and I've seen the movie so many times, and I know my brain recognized it, but it's funny when someone putting it in context. Stitch is told to him that Stitch is a dog. Stitch when he first appears at the door when Stitch is home, Stitch peeks around the corner
on 2 feet.
2 feet, comes
and
back,
a book right at his fucking glasses.
Nails him with the book. Not even like he tossed it or like he threw it with his mouth. He reared back and threw the bitch at him. Hard as hell.
Threw right in the center of the glasses.
Yeah. Damn. And what's he go? He just reacts and goes, hey! And
hey!
Like, he doesn't like, what the fuck? None of that. And then he tells Lilo, model citizen. He knows that's not a dog.
He knows.
Cobra, that was the clue that we should have all noticed, that we probably didn't know as much till we were much older, that Cobra
immediately knew that he was not a dog.
Yeah, and then at the end when it's revealed, he like, and that the head cop lady is like, I know you, and he's like,
Roswell. I know you, Roswell.
Yeah. And you're like,
1987.
Motherfucker's a damn alien, dude. Like,
I knew it.
Now with all those moments where he didn't care that Stitch was clearly walking on 2 legs, blue, and throwing shit at people with his hands.
But I also think the other thing that I think killed the movie, which it's gonna suck, but it killed the movie, was the fact that they got all the aliens and the CGI for the aliens done so properly that they more than like that, and the marketing for the movie definitely kneecapped the budget on what they could and could not bring in.
Yeah, them taking out Gantu and I'm not entirely annoyed that they made Jumba. Yeah, I'm not entirely upset that they made him the focal point villain and not Gantu. But again, I didn't see the film. But Jumba doesn't have his character arc in this, where he sees that this monstrosity that he created, became a well-mannered, actually pretty emotional creature because of the love and affection from Lilo, which had an effect on him and had an effect on Pleakley.
Well, Pleakley was already in love with the Earth.
Well, yeah, that's true. Pleakley was already there.
He was just looking for an excuse, really. Yeah, which again, I liked in the regular movie, because she asked, "He's like, who would want to live on this disgusting mosquito farm?" And he immediately, "Oh, me!" And it's just like, yeah, Pleakley's he's here for the love of the game. He does not care about anything else that's happening. He's just here because he wants to be on Earth.
So
also, the other point that I found extremely hilarious, they didn't want Pleakley being a cross-dresser, which I'm like, okay, that's fine. Sure, whatever. But then they go out of their way to make it seem like Pleakley and Jumba are gay lovers. Down from when they pick their human disguises to half the outfits that Pleakley wore. Like one of the outfits, he's literally wearing a fishnet top with a flower on it and a tank top underneath it. And I'm sitting there like, that's not the clothing of a straight man or a straight individual. That is more than likely the clothing of someone of the LGBTQ community. And then the scene where he is taking a bubble bath in front of fucking Jumba, like openly in the room, there's a bubble bath and he's in the bubble bath and Jumba is in the room with him. It was just like, they didn't want to make them he didn't want to make him a cross-dresser, but they did not help the fact that they look like a gay couple in every stretch of the imagination.
There you go, making a change for the worse, just trying to avoid another change.
But this is like you change one thing, but then you ended up hinting at something that's in the same ballpark. It's
Can't have a cross-dressing alien, but we can have two aliens in human disguises that look gay.
Two gay aliens is like, all right, but sure, whatever.
I feel like you'd get less conversation if you stuck with the cross-dressing.
No.
And it's not even hard. Like, you could still go with they're in human so they didn't have to constantly do CG of CG alien walking around a cross, which I thought that's what makes it funnier. This is why animation's so beautiful, because you can make animation work with an alien in human cross-dressing that no one is really questioning why the fuck they look like this, but they're just believing this and going, I just don't care. It works for animation. I get it doesn't work for live action, but you literally could have just had it to where Pleakley is just fascinated with human clothing. So in one scene he's wearing man's clothes, and another scene he's wearing female clothes, and another scene he's wearing LGBT style clothes.
Yeah, he's just jumping between uniforms. He's like he doesn't see them as a style. He sees them as like different uniforms, basically.
Different uniforms. He's fascinated with it. He sees all these different humans, and he's been studying, and he's like, they wear all these different stuff. He doesn't get it. So that's why he keeps trying all these different shit. That's why in one scene he's dressed like a woman, another scene he's dressed like a man, another scene he's dressed like he'd be part of the LGBT community. That's how you make Pleakley's character stay true to Pleakley, instead of whatever the fuck they did, which was like, well, we can't have him cross-dress, but he might be a gay lover to Jumba in human form.
It's like, we don't know, but we know.
And then I did see people complain that like his drag outfit is the so stereotypical gay outfit, and I'm like, no, I agree. That's pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah,
but like you said, they market this film to other countries, and they're like, China will make us really amount of money, so they always try to avoid like gay stuff with China. Except by that description, they made Jumba and Pleakley more gay than just letting him cross dress.
Yep, it would have been a whole hell of a less of a situation if you would have just left him as a cross-dresser. But no, let's heavily imply gay and then leave it at that. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him being gay. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do this, you could have at least kept the original connotations instead of trying to make it seem like it's something that he's not, when now you're portraying something completely different. But it's just a mess.
That's so much more messier than having just a cross-dressing dude. That's all it is. And see, you see how simple of the rewrite it was, just to say he's fascinated with human clothing and he wears them almost like a uniform, trying different things. I'm telling you, these writers in Hollywood don't fucking think when they write shit.
If I have to ask another writer to just pay us instead of fucking up a movie,
I'm waiting for the day to receive that email.
We need to start putting a counter as to how many times we have told writers to just pay us to do this, and I promise you it'll be better. Because this is
DreamWorks, Warner Brothers, we're right here. We can still give you your agenda quotas while still writing shit that makes more sense.
It's as simple as a writing thing, not a.
Send me an email. Send us an email and say, "Hey, okay, we've seen your shit. You've made some pretty good points. Let's see what you got." Okay, cool. I'll audition. Let's do this shit. And come on.
Since we're still on these past summer blockbusters, we might as well go ahead and talk about
upcoming summer blockbusters.
The rest of the summer blockbusters, because kicking off the summer with How to Train Your Dragons and Lilo and Stitch, for a box office standpoint, you're doing fucking well. It's only gonna go up from here, because the next 4 movies in the line, at least in my opinion, the next 4 movies are going, like, the summer has summer has its movies. It has everything it needs to be a type of, I wouldn't say a resurgence in the movie theater, but it's definitely a lot of these movies, you're like, damn, I want to see that in theaters. You don't want to wait for this one to come out on streaming services.
No. These 4 movies that we're going to talk about, those are the films that you want to see in theaters, which is what the movies should do. Like, you want to see the trailer and go, I've got to see this in theaters. And before we dive into that, I just want to finish off with the Lilo and Stitch thing. See Disney, see what DreamWorks did. That's how you do an adaptation. Even though there's no need for the How to Train Your Dragon adaptation, that's how you do an adaptation.
I'd rather you copy and paste than copy and change.
Copy and paste, and then just fix holes that the animation may have created by its own story. There you go. Copy, paste, fix holes, move on. Easy. Jesus Christ. At least DreamWorks got it right, but they did bring back the original director, so that probably helped a lot too. And and finishing that, good on you, DreamWorks. But Disney does have another film coming out soon. It's Disney. It's Marvel Disney, but it's Disney nonetheless. Let's start off with the blockbusters with Fantastic Four.
Oh God. So Fantastic Four, in my eyes, it already has cleared the bar of the Fox Fantastic Four. Like, not the 2003, not the first set. I'm talking about the one that came out in like 2015.
Right? Oh yeah, no, Fantastic. Oh yeah, no, they could have just made a trailer and been better than that fucking movie.
Exactly. Like, you've already cleared it.
The only thing I defend about Fantastic is I watched it with my wife a couple years ago, and I said everything up until them getting their powers is actually solid.
Oh yeah.
After getting the powers, the movie goes to shit.
Yep.
It's a fine movie prior to that moment. It's still the worst Fantastic Four movie ever. And that's saying something because the other 2 movies remain in the early 2000s, and there's a lot of CGI and cringy, corny 2000s shit. But god damn it, did I not? I just love those fucking films. And oh my god, the trailers for this one look so... I'm so hyped for this. Yeah. I'm still a Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel. But man, am I so excited to see the Fantastic Four film.
Yeah.
I have... that's gonna have to be one of our podcast episodes where we just go watch it and then we come back and talk about it. That's just it.
It's too good. It's
a whole
genuinely
episode.
Too good. Like, and as someone who is like, I've seen all of them, and I played majority of the Fantastic Four games, and I also play Marvel Rivals, and I like to play as the Fantastic Four. It's a whole nother thing to see this, like, they're already established, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have the backstory.
No origin. They're already there.
No origin. They are known in the universe as the Fantastic Four. Boom, set up. That right there alone saves you a good... I want to give you at least 45 minutes of runtime right there. You don't have to show us the backstory. You don't have to tell us how they got their powers. We know how they got. We know exactly what's going to happen to a degree. We know how they get their powers, and they even do, like, they give you a brief summary of it in the movie anyway. They don't sit there and harp on it like every Batman or every Spider-Man movie. I don't need to see Uncle Ben dying every fucking time. I get it. He's dead.
Hey, Marvel
and
got
Peter
to ride
Parker
with...
gets PTSD when he buys rice from the store. I get it.
Hey, Marvel got to ride with Tom Holland. They just did a whole quick rundown. Move on. He's already Spider-Man.
Yep. Boom.
I made the right call with Fantastic Four.
Don't need to see it again. Thank you for skipping that part. I adore it. And again, they're also giving, arguably, and I do say arguably because everyone has their favorite villains in the MCU or in the Marvel universe itself, but showing Galactus in the way that they showed Galactus is genuinely one of the coolest things that they've done in a long time. Like, I've not felt the Marvel had a villain that you're just like, holy shit, it's that guy. Oh my God. Like, the crowd has not had a reaction to Galactus since we first saw Thanos on screen.
No. We haven't even had a proper Galactus.
No. We have not had a true, tried and true, proper Galactus.
Yeah, they gave him,
and not only is this one accurate to the comic book description, but watching him, just the clip of his foot encapsulating the entire street in New York, just one foot on the street. It's not even showing the other carnage and destruction that he's leaving behind. Just that one foot on the street. I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm sold.
Oh yeah,
I'm sold because this looks great. This looks amazing.
Yeah, and for those that want to argue, how can a guy the size of bigger than multiple planets walk on a planet? He can adjust his size.
He has been known to shrink his size multiple times.
Yes, he does. He does do it on purpose. And I like the cast.
Oh yeah,
you got Grimm looking like early Marvel versions of the Thing instead of the more rounded out version they gave him a little bit later. He's got that classic kind of ruggedy rock look. Yes. Fucking Joseph Quinn feels great as Johnny Storm. I knew people were bitching about that shit because they saw him as the headbanger from Stranger Things. Like, he can't do it. Fuck it. Nah, he is nailing it. Now, is he that playboy charismatic the way Chris Evans brought it? I don't think he'll be able to pull that off. Chris Evans just has that natural charismatic playboy-esque side of Johnny. But I still think Joseph Quinn could probably do he's probably going to still do a real good playboy-esque thing. But when you take that part side of him, he's still this arrogant, hot-headed type of character. And Joseph's going to, just from the trailers, I think Joseph's going to nail that. And, you know, he's got this love. He loves his sister dearly.
Yeah.
And we see that.
Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. Like, two
oh my God.
great casting. I mean, I will say, can we please get Pedro Pascal a different role other than dad in a movie?
Yeah, no, he's just daddy and everything.
He's literally just the father in every movie. I don't think I've seen, maybe The Minimalist that just recently came out, but outside of that, like literally every role Pedro Pascal has done has been interior father position or father figure,
or the one with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
like he's great in that movie. He's so funny in that movie.
It's rare that he's not playing a father figure because you're so used to always seeing him be a father figure. But again, I feel like in this situation, being again arguably one of the smartest human beings in the MCU, again, he fits that role of the stoic character. Like, and again, don't get me wrong, the other actor who played Reed Richards, both of them, they did a good job in portraying Reed because, they both had their scientific geniuses and they had their moments of where there's just like, yeah, I don't actually know what to do here. But in the scene from the trailer of Pedro Pascal, and they ask him, it's just like, are we going to be safe? That genuine fear on Mr. Fantastic's face, I don't know. Oh, shit. Impactful as thought. Because again, if he's telling you he doesn't know, that should let you know you're fucked. You're screwed.
Yeah, no. When the smartest guy in the room has no idea how to give you an answer, it's in a pretty bad situation. And Pedro really, just from the trailers, Pedro seems like a solid fit. And I was honestly, he's having to play daddy again, not just because he's daddy of the Fantastic Four. They're bringing in Franklin Richards, so he's also daddy anyway. So, which is crazy. They're going to introduce the Fantastic Four for the MCU, and right away you're going to give us Franklin Richards. You're not going to give us one movie of just them, and then nope. Right off the gate, we're getting Franklin Richards. Straight
into child. Because again, I feel like partial of this has to deal with the fact that they are really pressing the idea of the Young Avengers. Like, I feel like they really want to get the whole Young Avengers out of the door. So I guarantee you that's why they started when they started, so they can have Franklin be as prominent as he is. And I also, this is a wild theory, and after I say this, I think we should go on to the next movie. But I also think the reason why they're doing this so early is because I think they also want to establish the Future Foundation in Spider-Man's New York. That way it ties somewhere into the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out.
I like that theory. I really do. And and my last thing is on them introducing Franklin. We saw throughout the trailer, a lot of the aesthetic of the devices is very TVA-ish, which if you know anything about the comics or you paid attention to the Loki series, it's because the TVA is directly stemmed from Reed Richards and Franklin Richards, because, spoilers for everyone that doesn't know this, Kang is a descendant of Reed Richards. Direct descendant because of Franklin Richards. And it all starts with Franklin. And I know they had this issue with Kang, but maybe with them bringing in Franklin and working with his character over the next several years, we might actually get back on track with Kang.
Yes.
It's probably going to end up being a new Kang, but maybe we can get back with Kang now that Franklin's going to be involved with the story. And I do agree with the Young Avengers. They're trying to do Young Avengers, and I had a friend ask me, who's going to be able to carry the Avengers moving forward? I'm like, well, they're trying to do the Young Avengers because the big wigs of Marvel are coming in now. They're about to have to focus on Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men. Those 3 series, they don't really deal with the Avengers. But the Avengers is what marketed the MCU, so they still got to do the Avengers. So they have to have the Young Avengers, who will have occasionally interactions with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men in the Avenger movies. But I bet moving forward, Marvel is going to start focusing on Spider-Man movies, Fantastic Four movies, and inevitably X-Men movies, because that's where Marvel shines.
Yep.
And we're getting Franklin Richards, so it means we got to get Kang again. We're going to have to. You can't do Franklin Richards and inevitably not do Kang. Kang's coming back. I already see it. Kang's coming back. You can't have Franklin Richards and not Kang. You have to. You just have to.
It has to happen.
It has to happen. And what the next film we have to talk about has to happen because fucking what the fuck is his name? God, Zack Snyder damn near ruined him.
Yeah.
Look,
thank God for James Gunn.
Oh, jeez, thank God for James Gunn. I like Henry Cavill. I've liked him in pretty much everything I've ever watched him. Is he the most amazing actor? No. But I like him in basically everything I've ever watched him in. He's a great fucking Geralt, and Netflix, you fucked that one. Stupid asses. Shouldn't let a writer who doesn't give a shit about the source material actually write shit. Anyway, I thought Henry Cavill was a fantastic Superman. He was not given the role of Superman very well, but in terms of looking like Superman, that's fucking Superman. But damn, did James Gunn nail it.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, that feels like I'm not even as hardcore. I'm not even like I like Superman, but I'm not gonna put him up there as like, oh God, DC characters I have to see. I prefer to see Flash over Superman most of the time, but Superman's really growing on me when the media that are bringing him out get him right. I've watched all the DC animations. I'm like, damn, I forgot how correct Superman is in the animations. Like, I forget how well the animations capture Superman because all the live actions have not really captured Superman. So I watched all those cartoons and I'm like, damn, Superman's so much more entertaining than I thought. And James Gunn knows how to do fucking comics.
Yes, he does.
And
the part that sold me with James Gunn was when I saw Crypto. And I'm sitting there, it's just like, hang on. Mm-hmm. This is something that we didn't get with the other version. We know just from a pure standpoint of Superman, we know he was sent to Earth with Crypto.
Mm-hmm.
We know for damn sure he had that dog, but Zack Snyder never, ever even mentions the fact that Superman had a dog with him the whole time.
Nope.
The fact that James Gunn has already shown Crypto and shown Crypto doing shit, I'm sitting there like, oh yes, this is immediately going to be an amazing film for everybody because they're going to see, not only they're going to see Superman, they're going to see Superman with his best friend and like, oh, Yeah. No. This
Yeah.
is gonna be good. And then the other complaint I was hearing that was pissing me off to no end was people complaining about the way how the Green Lantern was using his powers. And I'm sitting there's like, so tell me you know nothing about Green Lantern without telling me the only Green Lantern you have a source material is Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. Because
Green the cartoons.
Green Lanterns do not need the ring for constant production of their powers. It's a manifestation of their mind. The ring just helps them bring that manifestation out into life.
Yeah.
Like example A in the trailer. He literally palms them out of the way and you see his massive hand push them the fuck out of the way. It's almost like it's an accurate version of how goddamn Green Lantern was supposed to be from the word go. And it only gives me more, I'd say more hype, because that means we might actually get a Green Lantern movie where it's actually how Green Lantern is supposed to be and not, you know, Ryan Reynolds, albeit he did his best to save that character by just being Ryan Reynolds, but it's actually going to be something very, very cool and unique. And it potentially opens the door for us to get all the colors of the Lantern Corps and not just yellow and green like we always kept seeing from the one versions. Like we'll finally might actually see every version of the Lantern Corps because, again, for those who are uneducated, because, you know, let's face it, you don't read comics, but for those of the uneducated variety, there are multiple colors of the Lantern Corps that each ring gives you a certain innate power over something. I don't remember the exact color coordination and which color does what, but I do love the fact that it's, you know, being brought out to the light that we might actually start seeing the turn of DC. And with the turn of DC entails that Marvel has no choice but to keep their shit at their peak. They have to lock in, which means if Marvel is locking in, that is only going to do better for both companies. Like we're finally going to be in that era of movies. I want to say we haven't had this much level of competition between Marvel and DC since the oh fuck, I forgot his name. Really? But the first Batman trilogy.
Christopher Nolan's?
Yeah. Like that was the last time I could say that DC and Marvel were really like at each other's throats when it came to movies. Now, granted, it was just the Batman movies at that time, but still, everyone was dropping everything to go watch those fucking Batman movies because they were that good.
Yep. Aren't there like 5 or 6 lantern rings in the core?
I want to say there's 6.
Because it's like the Power Rangers. You got like a red, a green, a yellow, a blue.
Yeah.
A white.
I think so.
And then I think a black one.
Okay, there's 9. We were.
Oh shit! Hey, we were close. You said 6.
Yeah, but there's white, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, and black.
So pretty much the Power Rangers.
Yeah. Life, rage, greed, fear, will, hope, compassion, love, death.
No. And you're right. We may get at some point through James Gunn a actual set of films with the entire Lantern Corps, because James Gunn is the Kevin Feige for DC.
Yes.
He's not just the Superman guy. He is running the new DCEU the way Kevin Feige runs it. And if Feige knows he has to lock in because he's worked with James Gunn and he knows how good James Gunn can make a comic book movie. Guardians of the Galaxies, love them or hate them, they're still all really solid. From beginning to end, still solid. Like
a lot of people use those movies as they want people, or not people, but they want fans to be like, this is how you do a set trilogy of movies.
Yeah, when you ask people like what are some of the best trilogies of the characters in Marvel, it's like Captain America and the Guardians. They have like the best trilogy across the board.
Cap, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. You had to give me the best trilogies. I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy first, then Captain America, then Iron Man.
Ooh, I'd have to give it to Cap. I think Cap's first 3 movies fucking nail it.
I mean, again, yeah, you're fair on that one. And the only reason why I moved Cap to second is because the third movie didn't really feel like a Cap movie. It felt
I get you.
It felt like more of like an Avengers light movie, but it's still Captain America Civil War. But there's so much shit going around Captain America that you're just like, damn it, dude. It's just Avengers under the Captain America title. That's all it is.
It really is. And so hopefully with James Gunn leading the new DCU set of films, Kevin Feige is like, okay, yeah, we actually have a real competition. We can't half-ass it no more. All of our movies going forward have to be on top. We have to get back to our phase 1 roots of putting out solid, coherent films that people are going to enjoy. We got to write the good shit, because James Gunn is going to be like, I'm going to come for your ass. I'm going to come for your ass, and we're going to fucking kill it. And if Superman, and I know people were saying that if this Superman movie didn't succeed, DC would have to fade into the void of no live actions. And honestly, I think they were right. I think this film had a lot more writing for DC than any Marvel film coming out.
Oh yeah.
And while I joked when David Cornsweet got cast, I was like, he literally just looks like a clone of Henry Cavill, just not as pretty as Henry Cavill. But that scene where he's talking with Lois and they're doing the interview, and he's talking to her like Clark, he's being laid back, he's kind of all that stuff, and she's like, so Superman, and he leans forward and goes, Miss Lane. I'm like, fuck, that is Superman.
God damn.
I'm like, shit, like I wanted that from Henry, like holy shit. And I was like, did they deepen his voice? No, he actually can talk with some the bass in there. I was like, fuck that, but that's Superman, because when you watch Christopher Reeves do that shit, people always say Christopher Reeves is the ideal live action Superman. And that's what he would do. He moved his body, adjusted his voice anytime he switched. David Cornsweet did that scene. I was like, that's fucking Superman. And so many scenes of him in the movie of him like actively doing Superman things, saving kids, saving cats. Those. You see the behind the scene where he's just talking to kids while he's in costume?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Fuck, James, just put that in the film, because that's so Superman.
That's the other thing that I like more than the Zack Snyder one, was that the Superman suit doesn't look weird. It's an actual physical suit that has very little to the CGI of it.
Yes.
It's a practical suit, which again, James Gunn picked up from his Guardians of the Galaxy, because all of their costumes were practical outside of, the costumes for Rocket, because, digitally. But everyone else's costume in those movies were practical costumes that flowed well with the scene, because guess what? They were real costumes. It makes the characters feel more grounded, a little bit more realistic when you can look at them, and especially in like the clips of when he's flying, and you can tell like from a creator and then like being in an artistic field standpoint, you can tell that that's a guy on a rig with a fan blowing right at him. But again, in the movie, you would never be able to tell the difference, because guess what? The cape flowing, moving, occasionally not going the right way, the little details of it, like when you want to animate something like that, you don't animate a perfect cape, you have to animate something imperfect to make it look perfect.
Yeah, you really do. Every scene that I've seen from the trailers, it's like James Gunn went and was like, okay, let me go study the DC animated films on how they had Superman acting. Like, obviously he read his comics, but he's like, let me see how the DC did their animations, because I don't think anyone disagrees that DC nails their animations.
if anything that DC does right is
it's animations. Yeah, it's everything. And it's like James goes like, we're gonna watch some Superman cartoons, and he watched them like the Superman of the early 2000s. You got the mid 2000s, then you have the 2010s, and the most recent ones. He's like, Superman cape's got a flow. Yeah, they've done some designs without the trunks, but I think we can make the trunks work. And there's an interview with him and David where they're talking about, are the trunks going to work? And in the end, David was like, I was the one that made the decision of like, let's go with the trunks because it looks goofy, but I think that was the intention, not just from the creators way back when, but also because it does seem like something Clark would do. He is this omnipotent God character, but he's wearing red underwear on the outside of his pants. It's kind of goofy, and it does bring some levity to his character. It does make him, people go, okay, he's not this scary dude. And he's playing it really well. I like the scenes with him when it's like when he's not in the costume and he's just talking and he's going in between Clark and Superman. The scenes with Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, damn, he's actually
it's finally a Lex Luthor I can respect.
Yeah, like I joked that this guy played basically the same character in 2 Dracula films. He played in Nosferatu. He plays Renfield that goes up to Dracula's castle, and because he's Renfield in Dracula, and then he's the other guy in Nosferatu. But it's the same character basically, and I'm like, he played the exact same fucking character. And then you see him in this, and you're like, oh man, you're giving villain vibes. I'm working with this. Like, yeah, it's so hard.
And it's not like how the what was his name who played Lex Luthor before him?
You're talking about the really bad Lex Luthor or the decent live action Lex Luthor?
I don't think he was that bad, but he was pretty bad as Lex Luthor.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Like,
don't get me wrong, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor wasn't the best, but I feel like when he was talking as like when he was having his moments of dialogue in between, not him actually being the villain, but just the way how he would act as like his overall portrayal of Lex Luthor, I thought he had some moments where he's just like, yeah, I could see it, but then you would ask him to be a little bit more evil, and you couldn't get that out of him because I would always see him as a different character, or I'd see like, what's that? I'd see him from like Now You See Me. I'd see that guy instead of seeing Lex Luthor, and I'm just like, okay, he's not Lex Luthor. He's just an arrogant magic guy.
Yeah, there's the scenes where he's just, especially when he's finally bald and he's just having conversation. I'm like, okay, he's still not a good Lex, but I see the promise there. But then he'd do some weird shit. I'm like, fuck.
And he'd do something to fuck it up, and it's like, damn it, dude, you had it. You had it.
You had it. And I know everyone loves to talk about the Smallville Lex Luthor. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was a pretty damn good Lex Luthor. And
he was solid.
He was a solid Lex Luthor, and I think Nicholas Holt's going to be able to do a damn good job at being Lex Luthor.
Like it's all coming. That movie's going to be.
We're going to go watch it, man. We have to go watch it.
Oh no, 100%.
We have to go watch it.
I genuinely think if you think this movie's going to do bad, then you're actively preying on the downfall of DC.
Yeah, I'll pay to watch this one. This is one of the ones that I'll pay to go watch. I'll pay to watch Phantom 4. I'll pay to watch Superman. Those are the ones I'm like, yeah, I'll pay to watch this shit. I absolutely will pay to watch this. 100%.
You don't have to tell me to not watch this. Because
I'll pay for this
to watch it.
If James hadn't convinced me with the trailers, I wouldn't go watch it. Or I'd be like,
oh no, the trailers do. I'm not saying the trailers do all the work, but goddamn, the trailers.
Oh yeah,
like they make you want to watch that movie. And I'm saying that it's like, this is what trailers are supposed to be like. They're supposed to get you hyped up enough, not reveal anything too much, but show me Superman in Superman action.
Hell,
boom, I'm sold.
You could just give me a trailer of Superman doing meaningful things, but like in the grand scheme of what Superman can do, those small acts. Oh my god, my cat ran up a tree. Got you, ma'am. And just do help us.
Or like
my balloon got you. Like these things.
The other scene that got me from the trailer was when he's talking to, is it like I forgot when he's talking to Martha, and she's like, "Do I need to get your suit ready?" And he's like, "Yes, ma'am." And I was like, "Dog, that shit right there. Nothing else. The fact that he's still with his parents at the time, and he's just like, yeah, no, that feels more like Superman. He's not completely dependent on himself, and it makes the whole thing from the fucking Zack Snyderverse is just like, why did you say that name? Like that wasn't as impactful, but at the same time, hearing that moment was just like, do I need to get your suit, honey? And he's like, yes, please. And she goes and gets the suit. I'm like, yo, that's it. That is it.
He did the right thing. This Superman's dad dies in a way Superman cannot save him.
Yep.
It's brief. I don't remember which trailer it is, but I know they talked about it or showed it in one of the trailers. He dies in a way that Superman cannot save him. And that's the point of no, it's not John. What the fuck is his dad's name?
Shit.
Superman dad has to die in a way that he can't save him. Because it sets the precedent for Superman to go, I can't save everyone. And it allows him to become that better superhero. Because he knows he can do everything in the world, but every once in a while something will happen that he has to live with. I can't.
It's completely out of his power.
Yeah. All the godlike things he can do, there's just some things he cannot fix.
All powerful Superman, he still can't save. He can't be everywhere at once.
No. He can't cure cancer. He can't be everywhere all at once. And that's part of his growth as the Superman character, that he understands. He's like, I can't save everyone. And it helps him reconcile with things that he can't save because he knows he can't. And you have to have that a part of his story if you make it to where he can save everybody.
It's almost like it's a key factor in Superman's development. It's not like how in fucking the Snyderverse where they literally go out of their way to make him a god, and it's like, he can just do everything.
Yes.
Like the Justice League isn't the Justice League without Superman. I'm sitting there, it's like, no, because each superhero that's in the Justice League are there so they can help the other heroes where they fall short.
Yep.
Zack Snyder literally made it so it's like, without Superman, there is no Justice League. You know what I'm saying? There's like, well, that's not the Justice League, sir.
Yes. DC are basically characters who are gods, who are just wanting to be normal most of the time.
Yeah.
Superman just enjoys being normal when he gets the chance to be normal. He loves it. You gotta bring that humanity to him. You can't make him this god, because they have stories where he's a god, and those are good stories, but that's not main Superman. Main Superman's like, nah, I'm just a dude that just happens to be able to do this shit.
I'm just the guy who can essentially ipso facto restart the world if I fly around in enough time.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
Am I gonna do it? No, but I can.
I might. Don't tempt
me,
options
Lex. There. Yeah, I will fucking do it.
And speaking of a movie that's restarting the world, fucking Jurassic Park, or I'm sorry, Jurassic World.
Yep. Again.
I don't get tired of these films. I really don't. But I love dinosaurs.
The only thing that I get tired of the film is I really miss the era of Jurassic Park where it wasn't so family centered. Like, I get the first one had it in the movie, but the first one was also more horror driven than it was family driven.
Yeah. I was thinking about. I would say the first three were probably a little more horror driven than family driven.
Yeah, because it had its ominous moments. Its moments of like, oh shit, they're right there. Like the dinosaurs are right fucking there. Like, dog, watch out.
Yeah, like you should be terrified when you're in this area where these giant creatures live, especially ones that can eat you in one bite.
Without hesitation.
Yeah. Like, the Spinosaurus was scary in the third one because he was like, I will chase you just to chase you.
Endlessly.
While I definitely don't have I enjoy the Chris Pratt ones, which I wonder where can I watch them. I want to go watch them fucking now. I do really enjoy the Chris Pratt ones, but just from the trailers with this Rebirth, it looks like they're kind of going back to this more scientific-y, we're here to find things and study them, and they get caught in these scenarios where they're like stuck with the dinosaurs type of at least that's what it feels like. I know they have that weird fucking smooth-brained T-Rex fucking thing.
The D-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex. I mean, he looks like a really stupid fucking thing, but there were parts of this trailer where they're out on the ocean and they're like, we're going to do this island, do some studying, and they get attacked by a mosasaur, or they're on the island and they're on that rowboat and the T-Rex shows up behind them and he crawls under the water and swims away, and they're like, oh my god, we almost died, because the T-Rex was eyeballing them but then chose to go off. Like, those are those elements I feel like the originals that are the Chris Pratt ones didn't quite have. And this one feels like they kind of brought it back a little bit.
Yeah, because in the terms of the Chris Pratt ones, it was more or less like paying homage 95% of the time to what the older Jurassic Parks were, which again, if you're going to do that, I don't care. But at the same time, I would like you to have some type of, if you're going to pay homage, at least have it completely pay homage by, giving it that same vibe, that same feel to it, not by like, oh, yeah, we're paying homage because we have 25% of the original cast back for cameos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've seen videos on TikTok where people talk about the Jurassic Park books are a lot more terrifying and horror themed, and I'm like, hell, I'd love the Jurassic Parks to lean more into that, because it definitely feels like that with for sure the first two.
Oh yeah,
because, and I'm kind of hoping this new one kind of leans back into it. Like, as I said, it's one of our top 4 summer blockbusters that I think we're pretty sure it's gonna, like, you can't go wrong with dinosaurs unless you really fuck it up.
Yep.
And I just from the trailer so far, I don't think they're gonna fuck this one up, but I have been wrong.
No, they have already done a good job saying, like, we're in an area we're not supposed to be. I did see that scene. Yeah, and I like we are not the apex here. And I'm sitting there, it's just like, yeah, no, you really aren't, not anymore. Especially the scene that they show where they're going to get the DNA from the Quetzal egg, and he's like, well, we have one of two options: A, get it from the live flying F2 Raptor that's in the sky, the equivalent size of, or B, go to its nest and find an egg. I guarantee you going to the nest and finding the egg is a hell of a lot more of a simpler plan than trying to extract it from a live flying fucking dinosaur.
Mm-hmm. But also more terrifying.
Yes.
Because I remember that trailer, or maybe I haven't seen the trailer, maybe I saw a clip. While they're in the cave, the Quetzalcoatl shows up.
Yes, it comes back.
Yeah, see, and those things are one of the most terrifying dinosaurs, bird things, period, pterodons. Oh, can you imagine me stuck in a cave with that thing? Oh, and they're huge.
I die.
Yeah, that's what the show.
I die because I would do something that would, like, I would see it and I'd immediately start trying to figure out how to not either let it know that I'm here, and I'd panic and I'd misstep, and then boom, I'm found. Like, it'd be something so simple.
Exactly. And that's what I liked about, the first 2 films, and I feel like the Chris Pratt one's kind of moved away from it. These films work better when you have the human cast go, we are not, like you said, the apex in this scenario. We're not top of the food chain. These creatures can wipe us out insanely fast. We're sorely
at the bottom. The only thing we have are rifles.
Yeah. Like, we have the weapons and we have the tech to beat them, but they're just the type of creatures that you give them that advantage, they have that advantage. And if you focus on the story being more like the scientists and shit like this, and you put them in a scenario where, like, oh, we're fucked. Yeah.
Always having them in that scenario where, like, we're at a moment's notice, we're fucked.
Yeah.
It's
at
great.
A moment. Yeah. And so, at least from the trailers, I'm really interested in seeing this movie, and I hope it leans a little bit more into the horror aspect that the original ones had. Obviously, give me some fun action stuff. Do not rely heavily on a fucking T-Rex or a goddamn raptor,
T-Rex, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with that goddamn monkey monstrosity. But I'm intrigued enough to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do with that monkey monstrosity.
100%. It's very intriguing.
We're gonna get some T-Rex fight. Fuck it. I don't know, because there's so many terrifying things with dinosaurs. Just lean into it. And someone did say that they should really let Jurassic Park continue with its semi-friendly, semi-horror-esque themes, but then another studio should just go balls in on a dinosaur franchise and just make terrifying ass monster movies with dinosaurs. And I'm like, oh, I'm so in for that, because I watched that movie 41 million or 42 billion, whatever, like the one with Adam Driver where he gets sent back in time. While I don't think it's not perfect, I enjoyed it because everything throughout the movie made the dinosaurs terrifying.
Yep.
All the carnivores were terrifying. And then even some of the herbivores were terrifying. Not because they're trying to eat you, but because they're still giant fucking animals.
And it only takes is one misstep and you're dead.
Like they get hurt at one point by a triceratops or some shit like that, where they just got too close and they got injured from it. And I'm like, there you go. You can have your Jurassic Park style dinosaur movies that's a little spooky, a little family friendly, and then just go all in with these movies that are just, we're going to show you how terrifying dinosaurs with humans would fucking be.
We're really going to push this issue of that this shit is not, like, this isn't light work, dog. You're going to have to learn to survive or you will fucking die.
Yes. Give us, I don't know how it would work, but I'm kind of interested just because of the way he directs. Like, imagine a Guillermo del Toro spooky dinosaur movie. I'm not sure if it would work, but I'm interested enough because I know he has this very wild way of doing things.
I definitely would watch it.
I'd give it a try. I don't know if it'd be good, but I'd give it a try just because I know he can make some really weird shit that are... Pan's Labyrinth is terrifying if y'all have never watched it.
Yeah.
That movie is so goddamn terrifying. Fucking this shit. I would love it. I hope they do. But I still want to go watch the Jurassic World Rebirth. I really do. It's one of those films that I'd paid money to go watch it. I probably had to not watch it on my own because my wife's not gonna watch it. She don't care to watch dinosaur movies. And my kid, she's like in between. She's like, I might not. I don't know. I'll go watch it. That's why I watched all the recent Godzillas by myself. But I really am interested in seeing this one. It looks like they're playing a lot more into the adventure aspect and less the family and action aspect. And that's got me hooked so far.
Like that, it's gonna be so good.
I really hope it is. Just because I don't, like I said, don't hate the Chris Pratt ones, but there was something a little bit missing from each of those, and it makes me sad. Or well, they did lean too much into the weird fucking monstrosities they created and the clones and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But a movie that's not going to be spooky, but is going to be the talk of the fucking theater. I don't care what anyone says. Naked Gun 2, 4.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Naked Gun would this be?
This would be 4. This would be 4.
Okay. Yeah. If y'all have never seen any of the Naked Guns, you need to go watch the Naked Gun.
I highly recommend you find a way to watch them because those movies, they did set a very nice groundwork on how parody is done in this world.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the first parody movie. Don't get it twisted because we still had Airplane back then. Airplane was another great parody movie. I'm just saying that for genuine, the whole thing is parodied the entire time and it makes no fucking sense. It's just funny for funny. Those movies are, like, in my opinion, some of the gold standards when it comes to that.
And they're not the cringy comedy parody either. That's like trying to be like all the Twilight parodies they're funny, but they're like done in a way to purposely try to be overly cringy about shit too. The Naked Guns and the Mel Brooks movies tell you a story while perfectly intrinsically working in a perfect parody.
Yeah.
They're so well done. Like, they're parodying, but they have their own laid out story. The jokes feel natural. And you get the right cast to it. Fucking Leslie was a fantastic cast to play.
He was an amazing actor.
Oh my God. The man, I didn't see too many of his serious movies, but I've watched his comedic ones, and oh man, that man had a talent for comedy.
Like that
him as Dracula is probably one of my favorite ones.
That man's hilarious.
There's that whole scene, and God, I can't remember the name of it, but he's Dracula, and there's this whole scene where he's just outside the window with the actor playing Van Helsing, and they're just going back and forth trying to get the last word. And then at one point he just starts walking off, and he's like, it might be Mel Brooks, honestly, in that role. It might have been a Mel Brooks one.
I'll have to go back and look it up.
I'll find it, but
for sure.
It's like they're sitting there, and then he's like, Dracula walks off, and he's like, Van Helsing's like, I got the last word. And then you hear from the distance Dracula say some stupid shit. And it's like, and he's like, ooh, he got the last word. And it's like, it's such dumb comedy, but it's real comedy. It's not forced comedy. 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s movies, parody comedies were so good. And I think because you had the right kind of actors and you had the right kind of directors like Mel Brooks and the guys behind Monty Python, they really knew how to make natural comedy. Because Monty Python has other good parody movies if y'all have never seen them.
Yes. I also think with the now a lot of people may not like Seth MacFarlane and Family Guy or American Dad or The Cleveland Show or anything that Seth MacFarlane has worked on. But what you have to appreciate with Seth MacFarlane is that his attention to detail when it comes to doing parodies of things. Like, the prime example that I use for Seth MacFarlane and parodies is look at any of his crossover episode, like the Family Guy Star Wars, the ones where he makes fun of an old horror movie where, and then there were a few, or like whatever the title of that one was. Like, Seth MacFarlane has been doing the parodies on a different level for his entire directing career. Like, he's been doing parodies of shit like this. He's never stopped. So the fact that he is now in charge of the movie that he's parodied in his own show multiple times shows you that it's going to be a extreme amount of detail in these parodies. Like, this isn't going to be just jokes for the sake of jokes. No, these jokes will actually land and hit home because they will make the most sense because it's being told from someone who understands the details in making good parody stuff.
Oh yeah, and Seth is good at making comedy. I know people give him shit for Family Guy, but the Ted TV series, that show is so fucking funny. Like, I saw people talking about it. They're like, they're like, yeah, it's really funny. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch it because people are like, it's really fun. So I gave it a chance. Dog, that shit's funny. Like, the clips don't do it justice because you gotta watch every episode to see how much funnier those clips actually get.
No, they like that whole series in and of itself is just pure comedy. Or the Orville. Like, the Orville is literally, the entire show is parodying Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know how much of a knowledge of that you have to perfectly parody Star Trek and then still have it be funny?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even finish the Orville before what I was watching. Like, this is a solid Star Trek parody.
Yeah.
Like, he gets his comedy, whether you like... I think you guys gotta realize that he's purposely being overly egregious with stuff like Family Guy, American Dad, American Dad, Cleveland Show. He's being overly over the top with the shit in this. But when you watch his actual comedies, He's pretty damn good.
He's pretty funny.
He's pretty funny. The first Ted's hilarious, still to this day. The second one, not as funny, but still.
It still has its moments.
It still has its moments.
One of my favorite scenes from the second Ted was when every time they go, and it's an ongoing gag in that movie where they literally go like, what's his name? Fuck. Marky Mark is sitting there, is just like, so are those candies like just to take? And it's like, no, those actually weren't supposed to be out. And he puts them in the drawer, and you can just see the look of just disappointment on his face. He's just like, never mind.
Yeah, no,
I really wanted one.
Seth MacFarlane gets his comedy, and that's why I think him directing Naked Gun is going to work better than we think it will, or better than a lot of you assume it won't. Plus, Liam Neeson play the titular Leslie character is going to be even funnier because Liam Neeson is
we only know him from serious roles.
Serious roles, and he is nowhere. And this is not a dig at him. Liam Neeson is a great actor. He's actually a really damn good actor. But he's
Please do not find me and kill me. I know you have a set of skills, Liam Neeson.
A particular skill set he's learned over the years. You are a great actor, but if we're comparing your comedic ability to Leslie's comedic ability, Leslie's got it down pat.
We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here for a short time because Leslie's got it. I think he's done in my mind, or I wouldn't say in my mind, but I think majority of the movies that he's been in have been an older guy in a parody movie. Like Scary Movie 3, he was the president.
Yes.
Superhero movie, he was the grandpa to the dragonfly. Like he was that guy. Like he only played in comedic movies because he knew his strengths and where they lie. Like it was so good.
And he's got that perfect slapstick, and that's what it's like, slapstick comedy. And and Liam Neeson being so serious but having to play such a goofy role because they're like, you're the son of Leslie Headland's character from the Naked Gun series, but he's like older, so they didn't even go with a young son. They were like, nah, because these movies are older, the son would be older.
It's been some years since these movies have came out.
And
again, that's the other part that I found so hilarious, and the part that sold me was when they show all the cops, and it's like he's talking to his dad, and everyone's talking to their parents, and then it pans to the dude who plays OJ's son, and he just looks at the camera.
Yes.
No. It was just like, if this is the comedy we're getting, if we're basically getting Family Guy but on a movie setting, I'm all for it, because that's just like how Ted was. It's just how 1,000 Ways to Die in the West was. It's going to be a great movie.
Yes, you got to lean into the insane, like the clear, obvious fourth wall breaks, the really comedic jokes. I love from Airplane, where they're in the airplane and they're talking, and the pilot's like, "Surely you can't be serious, or you can land this plane." He goes, "Of course I can land this plane, and don't call me Shirley." Like, what the fuck? Like, you know he didn't say that, but because Leslie plays it off so well, you're like, wait, did he actually call him Shirley?
He did not. Wait, time out.
Hold up. And he was so serious, like, don't call me Shirley. But it's done in such a way that's so comedic. And I'm like, oh my God, that's still one of my favorite lines out of that movie. Did you ever see the Mr. Magoo movie with him? I have met very few people that have ever seen the Mr. Magoo movie.
Oh my God, dude, that movie has me in stitches.
That movie is so stupidly funny.
I don't think I can watch that movie without pissing myself with laughter.
I don't know what happened after like 2000 where comedies just weren't as funny. Like, they're still funny, but there's just a way that slapstick comedy just works just right. In like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I don't know, it's because the characters or the actors are like, we know we're making a comedy, so let's really have fun with it. Or they're just like, we're not trying to be overly serious. We're not gonna, like, we're just gonna try to make you laugh with every chance we get, but we're not gonna write dumb jokes.
I think the problem really laid in.
They write natural jokes.
Yeah. I think the problem really laid in is I want to say it was after the superhero movie, because I felt like after that one, we had a whole bunch of other ones that came out that were kind of funny, not as funny, but they like, you could tell that they were trying to be what the airplanes, the scary movies, like they're trying to be on that level. But the thing is, whoever was writing or directing it didn't have the same comedic timing as these tried and true comedians that are writing this shit. Because again, the Wayans brothers wrote the first two scary movies. The comedic timing and the comedic delivery of those movies were because it was written by a family of comedians, basically. That entire bloodline are basically comedians.
Oh yeah.
They all have comedy in their own way, comedians nonetheless.
White Chicks is still one of the funniest movies ever.
It's still fucking hilarious.
Still hilarious.
Again, you have a character like Terry Crews, super buff, super manly, and all this other shit, and then he's singing "Making My Way Downtown" with the full heart and passion of a 13-year-old girl. It's like, you can't get that without comedic writing and buy-in from the actors. And if the actors aren't bought in, it's not going to be as funny as if they were. Like, White Chicks wouldn't be as funny if Terry Crews wasn't as bought into that role. No. Like, the whole part at the end where he's like, wait, you're not, yes.
You're not white?
I'm
not
the
deception.
You're not white? Oh, Jigaboo. Negro, please. Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party?
Yes.
Somebody get this Jigaboo away from me. What are you talking about? He just told you he was a dude, and you're focused on the fact that he's not a white person?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The deception.
That level of comedic delivery does not exist anymore. Like, it's there. I mean, Seth MacFarlane did it with Ted and with the Ted TV series. The comedic delivery is there. You just need and again, I love the fact that him and Liam Neeson are best friends in real life, as to why he was in A Million Ways to Die in the West. He was in Ted 2. He's in some episodes of Family Guy. Like, there's an entire episode of Family Guy around Liam Neeson, because Liam Neeson and Seth MacFarlane are that close of friends. Like, they're friends like that.
Yeah.
Again, the whole scene from fucking Ted 2 where Liam Neeson is buying tricks at the fucking store, being super serious but still super fucking hilarious. It's just like, and I was told that these were made exclusively for children.
Is that true?
Yes, that's what the commercial says. Yes. And I won't be followed once I purchase this box. No, we really don't have the budget for that here.
We don't have the budget for that.
And then the comedic delivery of him sliding a 20 to him on the conveyor belt. I won't forget what you've done for me. Yeah. Done here for me today. It was just like, I hope you would. I really wish you would. Like, that's delivery on the level that you can't get without actor buy-in and having a good director or writer behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that's why I think Liam was the great choice for this, because he's so serious. His comedy comes across as serious, but he's leaning into it. Everything from that trailer is he's just leaning in to how crazy and goofy these types of movies are, and he's like, I'm gonna have so much fucking fun with this. Like, you have to.
I also feel like
to make a good comedy and a good parody, you have to leaning like, this is just meant to be so fucking funny. Lean into the goofiness. And if there's
you just gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go all in. And it also feels like he's at that point in his life when he's making movies that he just wants to have fun. And you can tell that he just wants to have fun.
He's had his fun. He's had his serious roles. He's had his intense action films. Now he's like, I get to play the son of Leslie from Naked Gun series.
I get to goof off.
Sign me the fuck up. And because Leslie is a legend in the comedy world.
Yeah.
He really is. And speaking of another guy who's a legend in the comedy world, fucking Mel Brooks in all of his amazing parodies. And he is bringing us Spaceballs 2 with the original cast.
The SCHWARTZ will be known
The SCHWARTZ
again.
Awakens. That's the trailer. The SCHWARTZ Awakens. And if you guys don't understand how big Spaceballs 2 is, one, it is truly the best parody of Star Wars out there. It's Family Guy is funny, but Spaceballs is the true parody of Star Wars across the board. And he got the original cast to come back and do it, including Rick Moranis, Dark Helmet. Rick Moranis has not acted since like 2005?
Something like that.
Something like that. And all because his wife passed away and he didn't want to not be there for his kids after his wife passed. So he gave up acting across. And Rick Moranis was a top tier comedy dude through the 90s.
Yeah.
Like all those Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movies, Spaceballs, couple other, gosh, I'm drawing a blank on some of these movies. Ghostbusters, yes. Dude is an iconic comedy guy of the 90s, but he's got like that family comedy.
Little House Shop of Horrors.
Yes. He's coming back. He has not acted since his wife passed for his kids. And that's amazing. And it's the fact that Mel Brooks is like, I'm going to make Spaceballs too. Because Mel Brooks is like 90. He's old. And he's like, I'm going to make Spaceballs too. Like he's full on come out and said it. We've got a teaser trailer, and he's the one that contacted Rick and said, "Hey, I'm making Spaceballs too. I need you, please. I need you." And Rick is like, "For you, Mel? Yeah, I'll do it." Mel Brooks is a top tier parody comedian. Watch anything maybe not everything, but most of the shit Mel Brooks has touched comedic parody wise are so fucking funny.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, he did the movie with Leslie where he plays Van Helsing. I'm pretty sure it's him playing Van Helsing. And Leslie's playing Drac. It is so funny. And then Spaceballs, perfect fucking parody of Star Wars. My favorite comedy from Mel Brooks is Robin Hood Men in Tights. Hey, we're going to get Spaceballs 2s. Mel Brooks, could you please give us a Robin Hood Men in Tights 2? I would love to see. Crank out 2 more films before you pass. Spaceball 2s, Men in Tights 2. And the reason why I want this, because I would love to, see the children of fucking Robin Hood Maid Marian, the child of Achu, the child of Little John. Just give me the child of fucking the sheriff of Rottingham and Latrine. All of them having to deal with each other. God. And you can imagine bringing back Carrie Ellis, Dave Chappelle. Oh God, Dave Chappelle after all these years would be fucking hilarious in this role.
Oh God.
He would. He's like, he's gonna just kill Achu again. And you can bring back the guy that plays Little John because he's done a bunch of all kinds of like. The cast is still there. It can be so funny. And if like Mel's like, I'm a little too Spaceballs wore me out, I don't know. You let Dave Chappelle handle a good portion of that comedy. Oh my God, that movie would be so funny.
Shit, dude.
I got. Let me get back to Spaceballs because I'll go off on Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's my favorite film. It is so funny. Spaceballs, if you've never watched it, you guys are
one of my favorite moments from Spaceballs was literally where he says we have to comb the desert. Yes. He gives them the orders to comb the desert, and then they physically go out to the desert with giant combs. And he's like, "Sir, don't you think we're taking this a little bit too literal?" No, he said comb the desert. That's what we're doing. We're combing the desert.
And he's like, "Have y'all found anything?" And the guy goes, "We ain't found shit."
Yeah, because the black guys don't have a comb; they have a fucking pick. And I was in there, I was like, "Oh my God, dude, what the fuck?" What is happening? Because again, it was already stupid because there's 2 people with giant combs. It's like, Alpha Team, did you find anything? No. Bravo Team, did you find anything? No. What about you, Charlie Team? We ain't found shit.
It's a little bitty. It probably would have been funnier if they'd have had a little pick, not like a giant pick of them, like just a little normal size pick.
Fuck my God.
That would have been so fucking funny. Oh God! The other thing y'all guys gotta understand that a lot of these 80s and 90s parodies did lean into a little bit of the racist stereotyping, a little bit of the racist digs, which is why. as Dan mentioned with White Chicks, why the Wayans are so good is because Wayans lean into a lot of the comedic aspects of racism and stereotypes, because yeah, it's fucked up, but you know you can make some really funny shit out of it. And the Wayans are so good at it. And then Monty Python, that whole crew was really good at it. Mel Brooks is really good at it, where it's like, that was fucking racist, but that's fucking funny, man. Like, Blazing Saddles is probably really rough to watch now, but it's still really funny if you go back and watch it. And yeah, there's a lot of the N-word flying in that fucking movie. God,
it's so bad.
It's bad, but it's still funny. And those are Mel Brooks is one of those guys that I think is truly capable of landing a perfect blend of comedy, of where we're going to pull in some stereotypical shit, we're going to poke fun at people, we're going to lay in some jokes that people are going to go, hold the fuck up. But it works because the movies never feel like they're purposely trying to be racist, but they're going to lean into the fact that we know some of you fuckers think this way. We know you guys make these jokes. Don't act like you don't make these jokes. We're also going to make these jokes. And like you said, the Wayans do that shit a lot in anything they're in. Like, yeah, scary movies. God damn, those movies lean into so much of that.
Don't
shit.
Be a Menace in South Central.
Yes,
in your 40s. So good.
Like White Chicks, so much of it is just leaning into some of the dumb stereotypes of like rich white people, rich dumb people, black people,
so
just
good.
White people in general. Like, they're just leaning in, and they're right. They've come out and done tons of interviews where like, yeah, there's funny stuff in here. You gotta just find the funny, and Mel Brooks, I think, finds the funny really well in that shit too.
Dude, I don't understand it, how they can continue to, like, yeah. Like, yeah, it might be racist. Okay, it's possible. But I distinctively remember there was a point in time, or I wouldn't even say a point in time, racism when it's done right, and again, that's a wild statement to say in a sentence, but when it's done right in a comedic aspect, you will never ever care about what was said and how it was portrayed. My prime examples of when it's done right and no one gives a shit is Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
I love watching people find that movie now, or people our age.
So many people
talking about it. They're like, Robert Downey Jr. is always everyone's favorite part of that movie.
Because again, I remember watching it as a teenager. I was like, holy shit, dude, because there was this act like, where's Robert Downey Jr. at? I don't see him. I don't recognize him. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, wait, he was the black dude the whole time? Yes. Hold on. That's fucking hilarious. Because it made the joke that happens early in the movie when there's like, you people, and then he freaks out, is like, what do you mean, you people? And then the actual black guy is like, what do you mean,
you people?
You people. It's shit like that.
Or when the Al Pacino character is getting upset, and Robert Downey Jr. character grabs and goes, for 400 years. And then he goes, that's the theme song from the Jeffersons. He goes, hey, if it ain't broke, go fix it. I'm like, oh my God.
It's like, oh shit.
And I mean, he was
God damn it.
Robert's right though. It'd be really hard to redo a Tropic Thunder 2 movie. And it's funny, I think he said too that Ben Stiller knew exactly what film he was making, and he's like, I'm gonna take all the heat for this, but I'm gonna do it. And I think I think that's the best part too, because when you watch the Wayans brothers and they make their movies, they know they're gonna get heat from somebody about something they did, and they're like,
oh yeah,
they're like, fuck it, bring it. You have to be able to joke about shit, and parodies done well really, really nail that. But you just got to be the right kind of person to do it. And like I said, Seth MacFarlane, I think, knows how to nail it just right. Mel Brooks knows how to nail it just right. The Wayans brothers know how to. All of them too. God damn. Major Payne's still one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And it's so funny hearing those guys get together and talk about it and make fun of each other. Like, I just saw the clip from Marlon's stand-up where they were making fun of their dad at their mom's funeral. I'm like, I shouldn't laugh at this, but the way he's delivering it is so fucking funny. Because they were like, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, our dad's never showed emotion. This is the woman he's loved since he was 12 years old. He said he starts crying, he starts gagging, and then out of nowhere, we start making fun of him. At their mom's funeral. At the mom's funeral, they're making fun of the dad by having the most visceral reaction to someone he's been in love with since, you know, he was 16, and his kids are like, look at this goofy motherfucker. Only these guys would do this shit.
Good.
Like, I can't think of anyone else that would lose their parent and see the other parent reacting in such a way and somehow work it back to finding the comedic moment in all of that. Like, they truly are a comedic family, because I couldn't imagine doing that if my mom passed and I'm seeing my stepdad react in this way. Just be like, look at this dumb motherfucker, look how he's gagging. Like,
so good.
I couldn't imagine doing that. These guys are so you know what? You know, it'd be funny. I hope they might, for all I know. Can you imagine one of the Wayans or all of the Wayans being in the new Spaceballs movie?
I could see it.
And them being like,
I could see it, and I wouldn't put it past them.
I kind of want them to do it. I hope they're in it, all four of them, and you could, and like watch them play like multiple roles too. Like they work for the Empire. God, I don't even know how this movie's gonna play out, because you know they're gonna do like the First Order shit. You know they're gonna do shit about Rey. They're gonna make fun of. Oh my god, they have so much crap to make fun of. I don't even know where they're gonna go with this movie. But with the original cast coming back, you know Dark Helmet's gonna be a part of it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And you know, you got Lone Star coming back. You got Yogurt coming back. I hope it is called The Quest for More Money.
I hope it is.
I hope just people's gonna be like, no, Spaceball 2's, and then it's officially like the official title's released, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. And no one younger than us is gonna get that joke, because they're gonna be like, that's a dumb title. Like, no, that's a great title. That's a great title. Because that's a joke that took 40 years to come true. Like, that's a great title. What in your mind, where do you see the type of story they can create, knowing with what we have with Star Wars, because you know they're gonna parody the fuck out of Star Wars? Like, what do you think?
I guarantee you.
God, I don't even know how the story.
Gas.
Where do you think the story's gonna fucking go?
Gas.
I mean, it's gonna be great. No
gas station.
Gas station. Oh my god.
I can see an entire scene with Dark Helmet at the fucking gas station, and he's just like, guys, did we not fill up? It's like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean, did we not fill up?
Yeah, actually, that'd be a fantastic scene of them at a gas station, and somebody asks Dark Helmet, sir, should we fill up? Nah, we'll be fine. And then they run out of gas, and like they're all look back at him and say, well, who didn't fill up gas? Who's the idiot that didn't fill up the spaceship? We knew we were going to be traveling.
I can see it right now. Which one of you assholes didn't get gas?
Yeah, and you got to bring back the whole family of assholes. I knew
the assholes we got up on this ship. Yo, Get to work, assholes.
Oh my god. We're gonna get Pizza the Hut back. No, wait, no, he died in the original.
He died.
He died. The king with the fucking fresh air shit. Oh god, I cannot wait to see what they do with the Ray character. Oh my god. They're just gonna piss off so many people.
Bruh.
He's gonna piss off so many people. He's gonna make Ray in that movie the most obnoxious character. Because you can't.
Oh, yeah.
You know he's gonna parody it. And you know you're gonna have a Kylo character. And you're gonna have a Ray character. And you know he's gonna piss off everyone that defends those characters. And there's gonna be an incest joke in there too. I already know it.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be an incest joke. There's gonna be jokes.
It's going to be bad.
Oh, this movie's gonna be so great.
It's gonna be so bad that's good.
Oh, it's gonna be so great. This movie, oh god, I cannot wait for this movie.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Honestly, I don't even want to see anything else about the movie until it's revealed. At this point, I don't even want trailers. Yeah. I just want Mel Brooks to go make the movie and then just release it. And someone said that he had the biggest opportunity to pull a joke from the original Spaceballs. And you remember when they're in where Dark Helmet and his main leader are talking, and they're like, fast forward, and they're like, go get the Spaceballs VHS.
Oh shit!
And
the instant cassette.
The instant cassette, and they're watching the movie as they're looking at the movie, as they're recording the movie, and they're like, when will then be now? Soon. All that get, and the guy was like, Mel Brooks could have done the funniest shit and never say anything about Spaceballs 2.
No.
And then make the film, release the film on DVD and all this, and people would just be so fucking confused, like, what the hell is this? And then like
not even DVD, just streaming services.
Streaming services.
There's been a revolutionary in the the video cassette world.
The whole it's revolutionary. We're streaming straight to the TVs everywhere, and then like after a year of it being on streaming services, they release it in theaters and they promote it like it's a brand new theatrical release, not ignoring the fact that everyone's had a whole year to watch this film. I was watching that I was watching that TikTok. I'm like, there's not a damn person that would get this joke if they hadn't seen Spaceballs. I'm like, but nope. I love that idea, because everyone that doesn't get the joke would be so fucking confused, while the rest of us are dying at the fact that the movie's been out for a year. It was never teased, never said shit, and then it gets this massive, massive release in theaters. Shit everywhere, posters everywhere, commercials everywhere, and people are like, what the fuck? The movie's already been out for a year. You just don't get it, youngin'. You just don't get how flawlessly told this joke is. You don't get it. You don't get it. Like,
you weren't there. God. You weren't there, and it shows.
God, I was like,
just straight up, you weren't there.
You weren't there. You just don't get it. Oh man, I saw that, and I was like, that'd be such a good gag. Oh, I wish he would have done it now. Like, I was like, damn,
so great.
I wish he would have done it. But you know, the fact is, we're getting it at all. The fact that we're getting Spaceballs 2 at all. I never thought I would get a sequel to any Mel Brooks movie. I really didn't.
No, I thought Mel Brooks was just always the one and done.
I don't think
I was wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he has a single movie that he made that has a sequel to it.
I was so wrong.
We all were. 40 years of being wrong. I feel bad for anyone that watched Spaceballs, loved it, and passed away, and don't get to see Spaceballs 2. I feel so bad. Because they're probably like, we'll never get a Spaceballs. And I bet you those people were the same ones like, man, could you imagine if they made like a Spaceballs parody over the new Star Wars stuff? Like the way they've had that conversation. And the fact that so many people passed away
Will
that
not get to see this.
would have loved this movie. Oh, it's such a shame. Oh man, I bet you my friend from the conventions would have that. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post. Not to mention, yeah. I had a friend pass away, and he would have loved this, which I think I don't know, he was on TikTok enough, so he might have seen it. We might have talked about it. I don't even remember with all the threads, but he would have been someone that would have appreciated this movie for the sheer fact that it is a straight up sequel to a movie that did not need a sequel at all.
At all.
Rest in peace, my friend AJ. Gone way too soon. But for those that get to see it, you guys are in for a fucking treat. Please enjoy. If you've never seen Spaceballs, go watch Spaceballs. It's on. What's it on? You just said you just watched it.
Fuck. I think it was on YouTube that I saw it on.
Oh, it's even better.
Because I know I watched it recently and I was in fucking stitches, man. I could not stop laughing.
I lost the beeps. I lost the sweeps. I lost the creeps. The what?
The what? The what? And the what? You know, the beeps, the creeps, and the sweeps. Sir, the radar. It's been jammed. Strawberry. There's only one man I know who would use strawberry. Lone Star.
This movie's so fucking dumb. I loved that movie so much as a kid. As I got older, I loved the Men in Tights one just a little bit more. But Spaceballs will always be so stupidly funny. Oh, that part where the second lieutenant busts in and he grabs all of his little fucking toys. And he's like, "Did you see anything?" "No, sir, I did not see you with your dolls."
Your dolls. Good.
Good.
I told you to knock. I told you always knock.
Oh man, Mel Brooks, do not let us down. Make this movie as goofy as you would have made it 40 years ago.
Yeah,
please. Oh my god. Well,
that's all I asked for.
That's all I asked for. And that's all we've got for this episode. I mean, yeah, that's it. We wanted to close it on Spaceballs because we knew we'd be making a bunch of just bullshit ass references the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
We want you guys to go watch it. Please go watch the original Spaceballs so you guys can get ready for the new Spaceballs. Mel Brooks, please do not release another thing about Spaceballs until it's time to release Spaceballs.
Don't release shit.
Don't release shit. Please make this movie do well so Mel Brooks can go, "You know what? I can make one more," and he'll give us Men in Tights 2. Please. Please. Oh god, I would fucking love it. Naked Gun. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I think Naked Gun's going to be the best movie of summer blockbuster. I know it won't, but I'm going to say it will be. I know it's not going to make near as much money as the other three, but by God, will it be the best one that I watched during the summer? Absolutely. Oh, shit. Oh, what's your big blockbuster? Which ones do you think is going to be the biggest one before we wrap this up?
Honestly, I think it's going to be... I genuinely think it's going to be either Superman or Fantastic Four, but I know there's a lot of people that are really excited for the Naked Gun movie, and I can see that one completely like pulling a rug pull over everything.
I hope it does.
That'd be great.
I hope every comedy fan just watches it, then turns around and buys another ticket. Not even sneaking back in. Literally goes and buys a second ticket to watch it again. And then again. And again.
Just continue to rewatch that movie.
Yes. Make the Naked Gun movie the biggest blockbuster movie of the summer. Please. Bring back parody movies. Bring back good comedy. I'm begging you. And that's going to be the end of the episode for episode 10 of the Just Two Nerds podcast. As always, we'd like to thank you all for stopping by and nerding out with us. And I hope we brought you guys some laugh, because I needed a good laugh today. Yeah, that was good. I like that. That was some funny times thinking about all this shit. Man,
that was great.
That's why y'all gotta get friends that just have a good sense of humor like yourself, so y'all can say dumb shit to each other too.
Yep.
Anyway,
You gotta have that friend group.
Always. And as always, I've been Phoenix.
I've been Dan.
And we will see you guys next time on the Just Two Nerds podcast. See ya.
See ya.